Right. Greetings, viewers. Welcome to Chapter 23, Book 2, Tale of Cybil's Spear, our actual play D&D 5e game. I'm Silver. As always, I'll be your storyteller this evening. And with me are our esteemed players, Dustin, Jeff, AJ, and Conrad. Ernie will be joining us a little late this evening, and we'll see if we see Saga tonight. For those of you tuning in for the first time, or if you've missed a session, we'd like to encourage you to check out our previous sessions, which you can find on YouTube. We'd also like to direct you to our Discord server to join our community and interact with us. Links to both can be found in the About section of the Twitch channel, somewhere down below where you're at now. Before we begin, I want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, Sirenscape for our amazing ambiance, sound effects, and music. A little bit of that playing right now. Discord for our voice and video, and Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the game we play. Tales of Winternoct is not an official representative of any of these companies, and the views and statements made during our game do not in any way represent those of the companies. Previously, on the Tale of Cybil's Spear. Cybil's Spear, a group of strangers who shared a voyage destined to never make it to Six Bells and shipwrecking off the coast of Baral. Salinas, Xedre, Alfred, Jofriedr, and Kiesel banded together to destroy a cult in Wiccob, traverse the Dreamer's End, disintegrate a necromancer in Airguard, and best the Witherlord in Maidenthorn. Now, after nearly half a year together, they have made a home for themselves in Six Bells, but left with many questions, they headed for Ashmane, Xedre's hometown, with plans of visiting the Oracle of Briora and delivering their comatose companion Xanathe to the monastery she once called home. They arrived to find a disease taking over the city, and with the help of a new ally named Percy, sought out and secured a cure from the village of Swornsteed, where they tangled with a charming entity named Izzy. On their way back to Ashmane, they faced off against Dr. Wingard and his menagerie of hybrid mutants, before finally reaching rest and safety back in the city Xedre once called home. After a long night's rest, and collecting their reward from the heroes of Eastshore, they finally made their way to the Oracle, each of them in turn drinking from the Oracle's cup and drifting off to slumber in efforts to dreamwalk with the Oracle, before being shaken awake by intense psychic pain, with the Oracle even worse off, convulsing on the ground before being stabilized by Salinas. Upon coming to, she told the party that something was blocking their dreams, something powerful. She provided them a list of ingredients they would need to concoct a potion to attempt to break the block. A list that would require them to leave the city once again and obtain the Eye of a Cyclops and a rare desert fruit from the Torment Highlands. As they all took in what had happened, they were forced to say goodbye to their new ally Percy as her ship to Six Bells was about to depart. And our story resumes as the party has bid farewell to their friend and stands in the midst of the water gardens of Briora. Here in Ashmane, it is approximately 2 in the afternoon on the 12th day of Faderman, 296 years after the fall of Morrel. As you stand in the middle of Briora's gardens, feeling the sense of loss at the departure of your friend, you take in a deep breath, clear your heads to address what comes next. A light mist from the waterfalls providing a cool, crisp wake-up call that you are out in the open, which is quickly matched by the realization that everyone around you is looking at you in response to your theatrical goodbye to Percy.
Uh,
The field is
Alfred,
yours.
Alfred will sheepishly just give a wave to everyone around. Um, right, we should probably get out of here. Are we heading to find Cyclopses now?
Well,
Or
let's see. We could go now, but it is past noon, and I'm not sure if would be better to fight them in the dark. DM, would I know that if fighting Cyclops at night or during the day would be better or safer?
Give me a nature check.
Ooh, yeah, I'm so good at these.
Would it be better to fight them at night because they only have one eye?
Well, unless they have very good night vision, and they normally hunt at night.
Well, I have 2 eyes and I still can't see at night.
Don't know anything that would give you a particular indication that night or day would be any different.
Well, I mean, we do have 3 of us who can't see at night. So we could just shop for the other ingredients we need tonight. Maybe take an early bedtime. Leave right crack early in the morning.
Well, the problem is that flower that we need is also in the area that the Cyclops are.
Yes. Well, it's not a flower. It's a fruit.
You are kind of right there, Jofriedr. I mean, prickly green plant the fruit's on. So you're both correct.
Well, I mean,
So-
right. But the other things, yeah, Salinas, we can get here in town. A pinch of sand doesn't seem too hard. Some
Well, we
holy
are probably
water.
going to have to purchase the holy water and diamond dust, though.
Right.
And we are going to need 3 vials of holy water and 3 pinches of diamond dust. And 3 pinches of sand. The sand, I expect, should be easy.
I'll forget it, though. It would be really funny to get everything together and then, oops, you forgot your sand. No, that sounds like a good idea. I have quite a splitting headache, honestly.
We could
Yes.
go ahead and go to Silver Spires. If we need to get diamond dust, then we should probably go to the high-end merchants rather than
Sure.
the low-end merchants.
Would there be a temple of Briora where we could go ask for or purchase some holy water?
You're standing
Or
next
ask
to
for
it.
some water. Water should be blessed. Oh, okay.
Well, before you say that, Alfred did mention that he did want to go and visit the Church of the Molten Furnace over in the House of Infernus, right?
Right. I mean, it's not something terribly pressing. It's just something that I want to get done sooner rather than later.
Well, we
Would
could
they
get...
have holy water there too? I mean, I know Infernus isn't water-oriented. But
Yes,
I'd
Alfred.
assume
Does
priest is a
Infernus
priest,
use
yeah.
holy water? Yes.
DM, do you want me to roll for that?
he's having to think about it too.
Give me a religion check.
Mm.
A fire god uses holy water as well.
Yeah. Ooh.
A dirty.
This water blessed by a cleric. So, yeah, you pretty much anytime you can find a cleric, you can get somebody who can make holy water.
Of course, we're not allergic to water.
Well, I would hope
Well,
not.
you act like it sometimes.
Well, that's just me.
With good reason, I would say.
Excellent reason. Thank you. I agree. I think I have excellent reason. I mean, small doses of water in a vial or a beaker or some container that's not larger than me is quite alright.
Yeah, but when it's an ocean and there's an octopus involved,
Yeah, or anything at this point.
Then,
But yeah, we're on that side of town, aren't we, Xedre?
Absolutely. It's right over there. And he'll kind of like point down the way over towards the House of Infernus. And Silver Spires is right over there, and he'll direct everybody kind of perpendicular to the exit, the straight causeway out of the water gardens.
Oh, sure. Well, why don't we divide and conquer? If Alfred, you and Xedre, or whoever wants to go to the temple and go get the holy water, and perhaps Kiesel and I and who would like to go to the merchants district, I can get the diamond dust.
That works for me.
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you guys need anything? I mean, I'm holding the bag of holding with everything. Do you guys need any funds?
How much does
Well,
diamond
I think
dust cost?
In this town, I have no idea.
well, wasn't really a monetary value given. I mean, if we want to say this is coming out of the party fund, you want to give me like 25 gold, and if there's any left over, I'll bring it back.
Honestly, do we even really need to purchase diamond dust? Because Xedre will reach into his bag of holding, and he'll go ahead and pull out the small diamond that was given to us.
Well,
I just made
we
some.
need that for another spell,
Well,
right?
If
Was that large enough for a Revivify? Okay.
I'd rather if I have to buy diamond dust myself, I'd rather just get it rather than use up that.
well, 25 gold seems a little low. You probably want to take more with you. And Xedre's gonna look at the diamond that he has. Would it be possible to like approximate like a price, like a market price for the diamond he has, just to equivocate to like diamond dust? Just presumably
300
just
gold pieces. Because that's how much diamonds you need to do Revivify.
Do an investigation.
Presumably that one is worth at least
gonna-
300 gold.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and add my D4 blessing to this.
Nice.
Got it up to 10.
Nice.
Queen 10.
Yeah.
So you're wanting to ascertain the value of this particular diamond that you have.
Like what a diamond like this would go for in the Silver Spires.
Okay. And this is what diamond are we referring to? The one you got in Airguard?
Yes, the one I got in Airguard from the Priestess. Priestess Laurel? Was that who it was?
Rough estimate? I think probably 350, 400. Gold. Sorry, should clarify. Not copper or electrum.
You should take like 400 to 450 just to be safe. Maybe if you just show all platinum in your hands, you could probably get a better deal. I don't know if they try to exploit you necessarily.
All right.
I'd like to see him try.
In that case, I will take 400 gold of and I will purchase some diamond dust.
Alright. Alfred will stick his hand into the bag of holding and grab out 400 for Salinas. Do you want me to edit the party sheet? Or do you want to do it?
I can.
Now, yes, point of clarification, just so that I can clean some things up on my end.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything further that needs to be distributed to Percy before she's officially not part of the party? Or is that all taken care of last session?
I think we gave her the money,
That's the only
Okay,
question
right?
is if she
Yeah,
got her
that's
money.
mostly what I'm looking at. Is I didn't imagine you were giving her any of the items, but whether you want because I can go and divide the money and put it onto everybody at some point if you so choose. Was there an intention for her to have part of the money that's sitting in the party sheet, or if you guys already settled up on that?
I think we had
I mean, I
settled
think
on
we,
that.
yeah.
All right.
I hope that was settled.
I just wanted to clarify
Yeah.
because I still had her in the party sheet, and I didn't want to delete her if I had to add her back in.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So sorry, interruption. So I can do some housekeeping.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
So I don't think I can edit the party sheet. I don't think I can
think I'm
edit
the
the
only
amount
one
of
that
gold.
can. So you're
Okay.
taking it out
Yeah,
of
so,
taking how much?
platinum. 40 platinum.
40 platinum. Okay. Okay. So just add it onto yours.
Okay.
Nobody lose the bag of holding.
No, truly.
We have two of them. It's okay.
Don't use the one that's also our wallet.
Yeah.
We got robbed
Well,
once. It
yes,
won't happen again.
Should we split the money?
that is it. Oh, doing that and identifying the rest of the items is probably a good thing to do tonight before we go to bed.
That's true. I've completely forgot about that.
Then I think it
Yes,
makes the most
well.
sense for us to go ahead and leave in the morning, like you said. But that being said, if the worry is about you all not being able to see in the dark, you know that Alfred and I can, and Xedre will go ahead and conjure like a small flame. It's not the safest thing in the middle of the forest, but we can manage just fine.
Yes,
And we can carry
I
torches
I
as
can
well.
carry the ball of light as well.
And my bad
But-
hand too, so light's not really the biggest issue, I suppose.
Yes, but more of a if there's a whole colony of Cyclops there, we only need to kill 3. I'd rather not the entire group come down on us all at once.
I don't mind killing all of them.
Yeah, I feel like you might like trigger the light on your axe like on and off as a way to like attract them over, so that's a little bit of a worry.
Or we could just leave in the morning.
Yes.
Another night in the bed would be nice.
Alright, I guess. Be safe. Don't get into any trouble.
Trouble? When do we ever get in trouble?
Jofriedr. Be safe. Don't get into any trouble.
Of course, I will keep an eye on Salinas.
Who, me?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Alright, Alfred will turn his entry and then he'll start walking towards the Temple of Infernus. Temple of the Molten Flame.
Sure. Yeah, Xedre will help to lead Alfred. Is there a higher consolidation of like fire hearts over in the House of Infernus, or is this still just kind of all walks of life?
A little bit. I mean, certain amount of gravitation towards that's a later immigration to the city, so kind of congregate together. I'm attempting to figure out why. Sorry, guys. The Nightbot stuff is still got the charity stuff from last week, and it's kicking out the things, and I can't get back into it for whatever reason. Loving this whole Twitch won't let me log in.
Ooh.
I guess as we're walking, Xedre is going to turn towards Alfred and say, "Did you just feel particularly drawn to the church? Want to like check it out for your own, or was there something that you needed to talk with the High Priestess about?"
Well, it's more of a personal matter. I don't really need to talk with anyone there in particular. I just thought it might be the best place to sort out my thoughts. Lately, things have not been going well, I guess. And I have a few concerns with where I stand with Infernus. So yeah, I'm just a little worried about things. Like a little coming back to home.
I mean, if you need me to help you set up an altar, anything like that, if we need to do anything big to maybe put your mind at ease, I'm totally willing to help. But if you just want to go and talk with somebody and sort out your thoughts, I can let you do that. I'm here to help, whatever that means.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think I just need to go and sort of figure myself out. I think if I were to do something, as you suggested, it has to be something that maybe a little bit bigger than just setting up an altar, you know? With that, he'll continue down the path. How does it look as we come up to the church?
Okay, so just so I'm got everybody where everybody's supposed to be. Salinas is going to Silver Spires. The two Firehearts are going to House of Infernus, and Jofriedr and Kiesel are where?
Going to the place to let the diamond dust.
Okay. So, Fireheart's one direction, everybody else the other.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sorry. Getting caught back up.
Split party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys would actually all exit into Silver Spires and then split up right outside the gates of Briora's Gardens, leaving the light mist and peacefulness, tranquility of Briora's Gardens, and returning to the ashfall and busy noise of the city traffic, people moving about in much greater numbers, and a lot of noise. Before splitting off, the Silver Spires crew heading straight to the east into the heart of Silver Spires, and the two Firehearts heading off to the south, kind of passing through some pretty residential areas. Not as much activity as you get out of Silver Spires and get into High Belt and the corner edge of Dragon's Gate. Xedre passing within sight of the crematorium, quickly crossing the street and ending up in the center of the House of Infernus and approaching. It's about half the size of the Temple of Briora that you guys just passed by when you were in Briora's gardens. But still, very large building, very large structure that is set up with two large corner towers in the far back, and then it comes in. It comes forward about 2/3 of the way, and then cuts into a little smaller, little entryway that has two little towers in front. Looking at it, you kind of get the impression the towers are almost akin to like smokestacks heading up. They just start to dwindle as they go up. They don't look like they're maybe built for stairwells. They're not big enough, these front ones, that there could be any sort of real stairwell inside or anything like that, but they still reach up 2 stories. And they are very utilitarian. There's not a whole lot of artwork or reliefs like all the intricacies in Briora's gardens of the Ivory Tower and of the Oracle and the Temple and Fairtide Academy. All those things had just like amazing artistic elements beyond the architecture. The Temple of the Molten Furnace in the House of Infernus is very simple in the intricacies, much more directed towards the architecture and the structure itself. And so not a whole lot to look at on the outside other than it's a very prominent building. It stands out. It draws your attention. It's more so when you step through the doors that things kind of hit you. So as you step in, find what you kind of see as basically a typical church. You step in, go through this front entryway that's very simple, very plain. Some banners of black and red, but then passing through into the actual sanctuary, it's rows of pews on each side. And then up at the front is a very large, what basically looks like a very large crucible, about 6 feet wide in the center of the room, that just this glow of that entire main part of the sanctuary, up where you would presume there to be some sort of an altar, is instead this glowing pool with this large crucible sitting over top of it. Like I said, about 6 feet wide, sitting up about a foot over top of the base of the ground, and just down sitting in the ground you could see this glow coming off of presumably some sort of a fire or something that's set up there, or some sort of light source. Could be drift globes, could be a variety of things from the viewpoint of being here at the back. Not a whole lot of activity. It's pretty quiet in here. You are in the middle of the working day, so I will say, you know what, let's roll some dice. Xedre and Alfred, let's roll some religion dice.
Okay.
Oh, nice rolls. You both would not be taken aback at the fact that it is very quiet in here. Infernus is the god of invention. He's the god of labor and construction, and very much of the manufacturing type jobs all pray to Infernus. So it's the work day, you're supposed to be at work. That's your way of praising the god of flame. And so quietness in here does not catch either one of you off guard. It's what you would expect this time in the afternoon.
Alfred will take in the room for a second and be very happy that it's very quiet. I know that I said that I wasn't in particular looking for anyone, but is there any sort of officiate or priest or cleric on grounds?
Not that you see.
Okay. Yeah, Alfred will walk up to the forge and he'll just sort of kneel before it and take some time and pray. Um,
Yeah, it's being up at the front. You actually getting up close to where this crucible like altar setup is. Can see that there is some sort of a fire that is being constantly fed below. Don't really see signs of any whatever the fuel source must be from it or for it. There isn't like logs crackling or anything like that. It just seems to be a constant flame that's being fed from somewhere below the surface. And how tall's Alfred? Average height.
No, he's actually a little shorter than average height. He's 5'7".
Okay. You'd be able to barely peek over the top with this thing being about 4 feet tall and a foot up off the ground. So just being able to barely peek over the top, you can see that it is actually filled with a molten metal that just bubbles every once in a while. Appears to be pure. There's no signs of any slag or anything like that across the top. It's just pure molten metal.
Is there a collection box around?
You passed one in that pretty simple entryway. There was what appeared to be something that you could put coins in.
Okay. And is there an anvil? Or like, is there metallurgy tools around? In this?
Not here in the sanctuary or in that entryway.
Okay. Alright, well, never mind then. Alfred will, in the interest of time, Alfred will spend some time praying, and then as he walks out, he'll go into the bag of holding and presumably from his part of the funds, he'll put in 150 gold. And then he'll turn to Xedre and see if he's ready to leave with him.
Xedre's sitting in the back pews. So if you catch sight of him, he'll just nod and get up.
Xedre, thank you for spending this time with me. I know it wasn't the most exciting, but I feel a lot better, and hopefully things can be a little bit better.
Yeah. I've been here a handful of times, but not nearly enough to be a right regular, I suppose. But I understand. I do hope things go better for you too.
It's weird to think and to call and to talk to him and to not have him answer. Throughout my entire life, he's always been there for me, and I don't know, it's just very odd to not hear him.
Citra kind of feels a pit in his stomach because that hasn't happened for him yet. But he will try to sympathize as much as possible. Just say, maybe the timing wasn't right, or it was what was supposed to happen. But irregardless, he's gonna be there for you when it counts. You can trust in that.
Yeah, Alfred will shake his head as if to clear his thoughts. Whatever's in his head. And he'll turn back to Xedre and give one nod. Xedre, things will be better. I know it. Do you think I need to do something to win his favor back, though? I don't know if it's just been too long since I've shown, I guess, who I am to him.
Well, you're so very inventive. I mean, it feels like most of the things that you've been making have been kind of assistive technology for us and the rest of the group. But when was the last time that you did something just for him, fairness?
Yeah. You're right. No, you're right about that. When is the last time?
I find myself in the same boat. If you want, Merchant's Way is just around the corner. They have some supplies that we could get, like really cheap materials. But introducing some of the stuff that we have, maybe it makes it more personal, more special than if we just bought a bunch of fancy stuff from Silver Spires.
Yeah. Yeah, if we spend the time to make it for the god of invention. After we'll finally give Xedre at least 75% of a smile.
He'll take
Um,
it.
and then he'll begin to walk out. Point of note, I said 150 gold. Did you subtract that, or do I?
I did it.
Okay. I thought I saw it out the corner of my eye, and I was like, that number was different before.
I secretly stole it.
Xedre is gonna let Alfred, with this kind of like newfound confidence, kind of walk out, and he'll just say, "I'll catch up to you. I'm just gonna be a quick second." And although this felt very much like Alfred's personal journey, there was something that we came here to do. So he is going to try to look for some sort of member of the clergy and see if he can inquire about some holy water.
Okay.
You needed a win, bud. You needed a win. It's okay.
Give me a perception.
Goofy.
Or an investigation, actually. You can do one or the other.
Alfred's
do
too busy
perception.
having his pity party.
You should kind of scout around the outskirts of the building. You find a very oddly dressed individual up on some scaffolding on the back corner of the building that you guys couldn't see as you guys were walking up. But now that you're scouting around the building, you find this individual who looks like they're dressed in priest robes, but everything is pushed up, everything's tucked in tight, and they are working on repairing the roof to the temple.
Xedre will just kind of gesture, wave up, and say, "Hello, I was hoping to inquire about something."
Catch the guy off guard. He's startles for a moment and ding, 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 as a hammer falls from his hand and drops down through the scaffolding down to the stone floor, stone walkway at his feet. And male dwarf looks down. Didn't hit anybody, did I?
No.
Does Alfred hear this?
What was that?
Does Alfred hear this?
It depends. Did Alfred continue and you're catching up, or is Alfred waiting at the front?
I think Alfred would have waited for Xedre. I don't think he would have left him, considering we're already split
Okay.
as we are.
Give me a perception then.
I want to be part of this. I should have been part of this.
12. Yeah, just barely catch the sound of something clattering, allowing you to look back in the direction where Xedre went, wondering if that has anything to do with him.
Yeah, Alfred will hurry over and go, Xedre, you alright? I heard a clash or a clang.
Oh, yeah. It was just this, and Xedre will move forward and pick up the hammer.
There's hammers falling?
That's me. Sorry. Get a nice polite wave from the male dwarf up on top of the scaffolding.
Oh, good day. How are you doing? Sorry, did we interrupt him working?
It's fine. It's fine. Just got started a little bit. Get a little bit too much into my work sometimes, and trying to fix this shoddy ceiling plate tile thingy up here. It's not really my trade, but somebody needs to fix it.
Xedre will look over towards Alfred.
Alfred will look back at Xedre. He'll look up at the dwarf. Do you need a hand? I'm actually quite adept at fixing things.
Oh, I don't want to trouble anyone. Just I'll get it figured out eventually. But I do need the hammer.
Yeah, Alfred will go ahead and is there an easy way up, like a ladder that he had?
Yeah.
Okay, Alfred will walk up the ladder and hand him back his hammer and start to inspect the work that he's done.
Give me an investigation. As he takes the hammer from you. Blessings to you.
Blessings to you. It's a mighty fine hammer.
It doesn't look great. He's struggling for sure. There's about 8 nails put into this one piece of wood, going in all different directions. 2 of them are bent over sideways. That clearly not his area of expertise by any means.
Yeah, Alfred will look at the dwarf and then look at his 8 nails and then look at the dwarf. And then he'll just start working on it. He'll just start fixing the work. He'll just start talking out loud. He'll say, yeah, this is pretty good. Needs a little bit more over here, and he'll just sort of like undo like 6 of the nails.
Xedre, are you watching all this from down below?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you just watch as the dwarf just kind of takes a step back on the scaffolding, and he's just kind of smirking behind Alfred as he's explaining all these things, and just kind of as he strokes his beard.
And then Alfred will turn to him and he'll like motion him down and say, "Here, you want me to show you? I can, like, if you just like do it like this, it's really easy and like even I can't mess it up."
Oh, thank you for the help. Blessings to you. Feel free to continue if it suits you. Always happy to have the help of a child of Infernus.
Yeah, I would very much love to help the church out. Um, I think Xedre, my friend down there, needed something. If
Oh,
I can take care of this, if you want to go talk to him.
yeah, I'll do that. And he just kind of like pulls up retucks his priest robes a little bit, his cleric robes, and then starts to descend down the ladder. But let me know if you need anything.
Oh, we'll do. Thank you so much. Does Alfred have all the materials necessary to fix this roof?
Not really. You quickly realize that it's like, yeah, he was fixing a piece of sheeting underneath where clay tiles are supposed to go. But there's no clay tile to replace over top, so this is going to be a bigger project. They're like, you can fix what he screwed up, but actually fixing what he was supposed to fix is... he lacks the proper components to do so. Basically, he was digging himself a hole and making a bigger mess without actually fixing anything.
Okay. Alfred
But all
will
for the
try-
glory of Infernus. So
All for the glory of Infernus. He rewards hard work. Yeah, Alfred will try his best to mend up what he can see. Possibly even using mending, if applicable. Also, Alfred would want to like take a little inventory of what it would take to finish the roof.
pretty simple looking at it, based off your investigation you already rolled. You need about like 5 clay tiles, which should be easily obtained.
Yeah, Alfred will mentally store that and then come down the ladder.
The dwarf makes his way to the bottom and turns to you. Xedre's like, all right, your friend said you might need something. He's been so gracious to go help out with the problem up there.
Yes. My name's Xedre, with the House of Catrius, and I was hoping to inquire about some holy water. How exactly we could acquire a few vials of that.
Shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm sure your friend will be up there for a couple hours. I got plenty of time. We could just go in here quick, and I will get that taken care of for you. Happy to just fair trade for his couple hours work up there. So, as he's finishing saying this, Alfred, you're already halfway down.
Is it possible to see the scaffolding from like this angle and see that it's still unfinished?
See that what, like this? You're right next to the scaffolding. And you'd be seeing Alfred coming down. You wouldn't be able to tell what the state of the roof is.
What the state of the roof is. Okay, cool. No worries. Yeah. Xedre will say, oh, no, I could absolutely monetarily compensate you for it. It is work after all. So I hate for it just to be a simple favor for favor.
No problem at all. Always happy to trade like for like, help you out, you help me out. Your friend's been kind enough to help me with the roof.
Right.
Furnace knows I wasn't making much progress myself. It was a little bit outside my area of expertise, but blessing water, I can do that. Just head inside and we'll get that taken care of.
Alfred will make the last step down the ladder. Yeah, about the roof. I think I need a couple things for it, but I've managed to patch up what the major areas.
You step down behind him again, startles the guy, and he goes and drops the coin purse on the ground. Oh,
Oh,
done
I'm
already.
so sorry.
But yeah, I was gonna get those parts.
It's just a few tiles.
Yeah.
If you know where, I can go grab them for you. Is it?
Oh,
Do you need to go buy them?
Mr. Cicatrius, you got a preferable place to get clay tiles from?
I mean, Xedre will kind of look towards Alfred. Why should we just purchase clay tiles when we could go ahead and make them ourselves?
Is there a suitable area of clay around?
There's a few deposits that I know about.
Oh, okay. That shouldn't be. It should be maybe 30 minutes of work. Not too much.
And in that
Just
case,
firing them is just going to be the longest part.
we'll manage just fine. There's two of us. And at that point, I do believe that our favor should be equitable for what exactly you are offering us. Mr. I'm sorry, I never got your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Brother Jaheen.
Brother Jaheen. I'm also sorry. My name is Alfred Yates. I'm from Eaglefall.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Yates, Mr. Cicatrius. Pleasure to meet you. I know your family quite well. Very, very good friends of the church and taking care of things with the cremation services and whatnot. Yeah, do you guys take care of getting things fixed with the roof? I'll get your holy water. We'll make a nice fair trade, and maybe I might be able to rustle up a bit of some food and drink and so hospitality here in the church.
That'd be much appreciated. Well, I guess we should get to it. There's a little bit of collection we need to do, and then we'll be back for it.
He places his back up close to the wall, waiting for you guys to move. He doesn't want to have anybody behind him spooking him anymore.
We'll take off then.
Let's chat.
All right. You three over in Silver Spires.
Shopping trip.
I'll leave it up to you if there's anything that you guys want to role play. Otherwise, we'll just basically go through, get your stuff, and be able to reunite.
I mean, yes, we're going to find. So this is going to look not necessarily for jewelers, but maybe like a magic item shop, like a components store. And try to get the most amount of diamond dust he can get for 400 gold.
Okay. Give me an investigation. And then give me a persuasion.
Okay. Oof. All right.
So with an 8 on investigation, you search through Silver Spires, going shop to shop, trying to find anybody that deals in any sort of magical components. You do find a couple jewelers, but you don't find any magical component shops. Everybody directs you to head into Mage Court, which you eventually end up making your way to Mage Court. Just basically use a lot of time to find a shop. It's not that you can't find one with an 8.
All right. Right. We got this.
Nice.
That's
There
what
was
I'm
a
talking
16.
about.
I thought the other one was going to be.
Yeah. I thought the other one was going to be a 16 also. It was right on the edge.
Definitely cocked. All right, 25. You're able to negotiate. Okay, you said how much? 450?
400.
400. Okay,
Or
for
five.
400. Yeah, you get a lot.
Perfect.
Amounts to about a bag about this big, full of just completely dusted diamonds. No extraneous pieces left. They are just reduced to complete dust.
Well, it is appreciated. Thank you for your help with all of this. A wonderful day. Jofriedr, is there anything else that you would like to get?
I've got nothing on my shopping list. You? Cecil?
Cecil will turn. I don't know. Maybe some more javelins. I know we threw a bunch of those recently.
Well, we're not going to find those in Magecore.
Well,
There's no need for
no,
magical
but you
ones.
just asked if I wanted anything, and I was just thinking off the top of my head.
Sure. We can. I'm sure you can find some javelins before we leave.
Definitely need one at least for the Cyclops, or three, because we need 3 eyes. Oh no, we want the eyes. I'm sorry.
Say, are you planning on putting them on a stick?
Well, no, because then we can't use the eyes.
Well, it's still an eye. Wouldn't it still work the same?
But what if the Oracle's like, oh no, it needs like its entire lens or something, and you've gone and damaged it, and now it's not a whole eye.
Maybe we should have asked that.
Too late now.
Well, we'll just do our best to keep them as intact as we can. We didn't say where we should meet the others.
You know you're right.
Let me ask them. Salinas pulls out his book and starts writing a little note. Xedre, we have acquired the diamond dust. Where should we meet you?
I'm just getting this in my head, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Xedre just stops, gets that shiver in the walkway. Hey, Alfred, Salinas just asked where we should go ahead and meet. They went ahead and got the diamond dust. Is there a specific place?
You're out of words.
Yeah, no. Xedre wasn't replying to you. He was talking to Alfred. So if that takes up the words, then so be it.
Yeah. I know, this is very...
Maybe we should meet them back at the place we were staying, if we're gonna stay the night again.
Seems like the best logical idea.
You're not there.
Xedre will go ahead and nod, and then he'll go ahead and think. We should go back to where we were last night. And then he'll nod. Job well done.
All right, good.
About a minute later, you'll get another message. Xedre, all I heard was you asking Alfred where we should meet. Did you guys decide on something?
You get, oh, sorry. Yes, we should meet at the same inn from last night out in Regis Plaza. The voice kind of like slows and trails off. Is that too many words? Just like a low mumble.
I think you got it.
Yeah. All right. Over there, I think we're going to just meet them back at the inn. Should we go ahead and get the sand while we're out and about too? I mean, we could probably run back down to the coast, the docks, just get a bag of sand.
I'm sure we'll find some down there.
Sure. You say we go get the sand and then go back to the inn.
Where are
Is
you
there
getting sand
sand
at?
on this beach?
Going to the
Is there
beach?
sand?
Is there a beach or is there coasts where there is sand on it?
I mean, there is a coast
Yeah.
at least, but is there sand there?
Not a lot, but you only need a pinch. So
Need 3 pinches.
Your first was trying to grab out a
Pinches.
handful and sit it in his pocket.
yeah, you have to fish it kind of out of the actual ocean bed a little bit because everything's kind of stoned and wood up at the edge. So you just have a nice wet pocket that's dripping the whole time. But you definitely have at least 3 pinches of sand in there.
Well,
You may want to dry it out
plenty.
eventually.
You have a pocket of wet sand.
Pocket sand.
Nope,
Do-
doesn't
do
work
not
like
have
that.
Do you not have like a little bag or pouch or something to put it in?
I mean, I suppose I could put it in my coin pouch, but that would just make a mess, wouldn't it?
Yes, you're right. The pocket will be much cleaner.
Well, it's a lot easier to clean my pocket than all these coins.
Sure. Yes. Let's just try not to drip on the carpet when we go back to Odette's.
All right. You guys
Okay.
down at the dockside, heading over to Ritas Plaza, short little walk away from where you're at. The Firehearts doing arts and crafts time, making their own clay ceiling or clay roof tiles.
Yeah, no. Alfred is going to ask Xedre, so where are these clay deposits that you talked about? We should probably get started so that they could get fired and dry and then be done, because we'll probably have to do them before we go out in the morning. I'm not sure if they'll be done tonight.
I think they will be. Xedre will go ahead and point like down, his finger slightly angled. I could probably get my supplies from back home. I mean, I have some of my pottery stuff, but I think I have some other things. So long as my parents haven't cleaned out my room or anything.
Well, I guess we can go check.
The clay deposits, though, those are out the gate by the Acephalus, kind of across the way from it.
Would you want to stop in and see Xanathy while we're there?
That'd be nice.
I mean, might as well. Don't know when we're gonna be over there next, and it's always nice to take the opportunities before you don't have them.
How about this? Whenever we're going out that way, we can go down Dragon's Gate, and I can go ahead and show you the street that I grew up on. All the little things off to the sides.
Oh yeah?
Absolutely.
That'd be really cool.
This place is like old historic stuff. There's not too much that changes, and it sure feels meh about that. But yeah, he'll guide. We'll kind of hug the wall. We'll go through the House of Infernus again. We'll head through Dragon's Gate, and Xedre will just kind of tour guide Alfred through as we eventually get out of the main walls. And this time of year with out near the woods, would that sparse area still have some of the deposits that like he and Xanathy used to kind of like go towards?
Yeah, I'd say it wouldn't take you too much to find them. The ground doesn't freeze very hard here, so you should be able to collect what you need. Um, give me athletics checks.
Hmm.
Actually, Xedre, give me a survival too.
No.
And this adds. Oh well, it's a natural one, but this adds the armor uh, of arcane strength. So it's a 5 total.
So, okay, with the 9 survival, it does take you quite a while to find exactly where it was. It's been a bit. Uh, but you eventually find your way there. Uh, by this point in time, I would say on your walk out is probably when you got the message from Salinas, because Salinas would have spent quite a bit of time walking around getting to Mage Core and all that lovely stuff. So, um, they're down at the docks getting wet sand about the time that you finally find the clay deposits, and Alfred breaks his shovel attempting to dig anything up. But Xedre, you managed to put together enough, you think, to be able to make the number of tiles you need, plus a couple extra just in case.
Xedre will look towards Alfred with a huge smile and say, isn't it so funny that we were just talking about making things, and I mean, lo and behold, and his entire just like chest is smeared with like clay and dirt, and like his arms are just like wet. There's like droplets of moisture from digging in the wet ground. This is incredible.
Yeah, no, it's honestly amazing how Infernus just gives opportunities. It's quite wonderful. And you'll see Alfred, he's kneeling down in a large pit of clay. His shovel is broken in half. He's holding both halves. And he's like trying to put them back together. But he's still got like a big shitting grin on his face. He's just having the time of his life. He's not even worried that the shovel broke.
No mending?
No, I mean he'll eventually mend the shovel, but for the moment there, he is having
It's
a
a
good
good
time.
moment.
Yeah, it's a good moment.
All right, you collect enough clay to complete your or what you believe is enough to complete your project, and then some. Where you headed to make some tiles?
So Xedre would have had like a really poor setup. I don't even know if he would technically really have a kiln. He probably wrongly used one of the furnaces to try to go ahead and fire his things. But if we were to head over to... I guess it would be Seagate. That's where most of the workshops are, right?
Yeah, Seagate's a pretty industrial area. Between that and Big Vent.
Big Vent, yeah. Not necessarily feeling Big Vent right now after everything happened. Yeah, Xedre will go ahead and say, if we go into Ritas Plaza, we can go ahead and stop by Seagate and probably find just a studio or something to go ahead and fire all of these in.
Okay, yeah, that'd be wonderful. Just lead the way. I don't know where anything is.
Of course. And Xedre is going to... Yeah, he'll go ahead and get everything kind of like gathered together and compounded as much as possible. So that way it's a little more workable and we don't just have to tote huge piles of clay around.
Did, were we stopping by your place to gather any materials or supplies, or do you think the studio will have everything?
I think the studio should probably be fine, but I would like to stop in just about like one thing, super quick.
Yeah, of course.
Xedre will lead Alfred to his home.
Okay. As you are heading back into the city proper, um, hear a small flutter behind you. Looking over your shoulders, Xedre, you see your Firebird doing a couple twists and twirls before coming in and roosting on your shoulder. Coming back from its search party, head to the Aesopus Monastery. No such luck. Not finding anything. Trying to regroup, and happens to be going down the same road you are. So
Perfect. Then yeah, it'll go ahead and he'll let it perch, kind of. She'll be like, oh yeah, we were supposed to. Oof, sorry about that. And then I think the hour will probably be up by now, and it should probably go ahead and dissipate.
It just perches and then goes.
all right. As you guys are making your way back into town, the other group returning to Odette's. Late afternoon, a little bit over an hour has passed at this point between all your shopping and sand collecting. And yeah, back into Rita's Plaza with people casting, watching you come and go. Strangers in the area, but the crew inside Odette seems to all be pleasant enough, as pleasant as they were the night before.
We only paid for one night, right?
Correct.
So Salinas will go up and pay for the rooms for tonight as well.
Okay. Bartender remembers you guys, so you still get the Scarlet price, whatever that means.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think I can find that quick. With 6 silver per room per night.
So it was 18 silver.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that.
All right. Get your rooms. The main great room of the inn is pretty quiet. To be expected middle of the afternoon when most people are at work shifts. There's a few less than reputable looking folks inside. Nobody really looks like people that you necessarily want to hang out with. But thankfully, no Firehearts taking notes about any conversations, and no clerics looking for donations. So, take what you get. So I'll leave it up to the three of you on whether you guys are hanging out in the room or in the great room.
I mean, I don't have anything in particular that Salinas wants to do. He'd probably just go up to his room.
Jofriedr would go into his room and just take all the sand and put it on, I guess if there's like a desk or a dresser or something, and just set it all there so it's out of his pocket. And then he's gonna go back
There's a nice little table in between the two beds.
Yeah,
that
he'll
sits
just set
in
all
front
the
of the
sand
window.
there, and then he's gonna go back downstairs. Maybe have a few drinks and just see what's going on.
Okay. What's Kiesel doing?
He still is going to go up to the room with Salinas, and he's going to take out his notebook and just jot down a few notes, and sort of like reflect on the departure of Percy, and everything that's sort of happening and going to happen. Yeah, he'll just spend some time with himself like that.
Okay. All right. Then we'll Jofriedr grabs some drinks downstairs, and the other two spend some solitude time. Xedre and Alfred stopping by House Cicatrius.
Back home, Xedre.
Yes. Zedri's gonna look between the crematorium. Is my dad there?
Not that you see.
Okay. Then in that case, he'll go ahead and knock on his house door.
No answer.
Well, shoot.
Well, it's during the day. Maybe they're just out running some errands.
No, I know, but it was... It's fine. I can make a run later. This doesn't have to distract us. We need to go to Seagate. Like you said, the firing might take a little bit.
It'll take quite a few hours.
Well, I mean, not with this. And Xedre will once again kind of conjure the flame. I mean, you and I could absolutely help out with the firing and maintain the fire, but burn it a little harder. That way the things don't crack or anything. Could even put some sort of catalyst and mix that with it. Like I said, cheap materials, but we're putting in the effort to go ahead and make something good.
Right. No, I just always worried about it. Want to make sure we do it right. But yeah, we could definitely make this probably a little quicker than a normal firing.
Let me just write a note real quick. And Xedre's gonna write a quick note to his dad specifically and kind of tuck it under the door. And then nod that he's good to go.
Is everything all right though?
Yeah, everything's good.
As you're
Insight
sticking
check.
the note up against the door, go ahead. Sticking the note up against the door. Rock, little tiny rock, like maybe half an inch to an inch wide, hits the door, misses you, and hits the door, goes over your shoulder.
Snap. Okay.
Oh.
Roll your deception or persuasion in the tower there.
Yeah, it'll be this one.
Yeah, pretty convincing.
Mm-hmm. Sure it is.
Where did this
The
rock
rock.
come from? Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
How close is it to both our heads? He's like goes over Xedre's shoulder.
Yeah, I'm envisioning Alfred
Nice.
standing to Xedre's left and just behind him as he's putting this note up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going over Xedre's right shoulder. And yeah, turn following perceived path, and Tanner's on top of the crematorium with a slingshot.
Of course he is. Let me go ahead and address that real quick. And Xedre's going to, like, seeing Tanner on top with a slingshot, he's gonna playfully cast out his Firebird. But as he does, rather than kind of this like cloak of fire that kind of develops into the Firebird, it actually zips out towards Tanner. And this is going to be casting of my new cantrip.
Ooh.
Firehawk.
Yeah. So it kind of bolts out almost like the energy of a firebolt before these wings kind of spread. Not quite actually a similar shape to his wildfire spirit. but it doesn't seem like such a powerful flame, and it almost feels like an empty flame. It doesn't really have any sort of like core to it, like his wildfire spirit has the glow towards the center of its chest. So at that, let me go ahead and see if this hits my brother. Does 10 hit him?
Are you trying to hit him?
Yes.
It would just miss, and you just hear him go, "Oh flames! Oh flames!" as he slides off the back of the roof of the crematorium, running away.
So just kind of holds out his hand and just goes, I need to go deal with that. And he'll go ahead and zip off towards the back of the crematorium.
Yeah, as you head around the crematorium, just out of the... give me a perception. Yeah. With 16, you see, just out of the corner of your eye, see your mom in the crematorium, just through one of the windows quick. She doesn't seem to notice you as you're sprinting past and heading back around the back corner, and you get to the back corner and just see Tanner picking himself up, dusting himself off from hitting the ground and running away.
Okay. I'm gonna chase after my brother.
Okay.
Xedre? Alfred will start to run after Xedre.
Give me an athletics, Xedre.
Okay.
What's your dex?
My dex is +2, 14.
Okay. Tanner's fast. For having shorter legs, he is fast. He rolled 16.
Oh my God, that's my bro. That's my bro.
He has no strength modifier, so his athletics is just going to be what he rolls. So.
Hey, mine too. Oh my gosh, we must
Hey.
be brothers.
We must be brothers.
And we got a Kiesel.
What's up, Ernie?
Yeah.
We got a almost full house. Like 6 months ago, this was a full
Yep.
house.
There we go.
Up on like a NBC or ABC's toes with some copyright. And I have 3 monitors again. We're back in business.
All right, you go chasing after your brother. He's gaining some distance on you and getting away from you. And Alfred, you give me an athletics too. We'll try and catch up.
Hey, mine is also a +0.
My brother.
Fire her way.
Oh!
Alfred starts gaining ground, catching up to Xedre as you guys both watching Tanner go trying to start dodging in between buildings, running away from whatever you shot at him.
In between, Alfred's gonna turn to Xedre and he's like, "Why are we chasing him?"
I have a question. And Zetre's like so much more out of breath than Alfred is.
Oh, I guess those morning sessions with Jofriedr haven't been paying off.
No, because they were push-ups. It wasn't legs.
It wasn't cardio.
He turns a corner, gets away from you guys for a moment, and then you think you lost him. He's gone from the streets, but you just happen to see a doors open a crack, and as you step into this little shop here on the edge of Dragon's Gate, just happen to catch a glance, and here's Tanner hiding down, huddled next to a shelf, hoping that you're going to pass over him. He rolled a 4 on a stealth check, so
Not even passive.
yeah, anybody can find him. He's huffing too hard.
All right. That was a good run, right, Xedre?
Oh my goodness, that was ridiculous. Yeah, no, good run. That was comparable to Jofriedr, honestly, Alfred.
Yeah, your brother is pretty quick. I thought he would get away from us. And then Alfred will like reach over. He's like behind a counter. You said, or
Yeah.
like he'll reach over the counter and just like tap him on the shoulder. You nearly got away from us. How's it going, Tanner?
Well, I promise I was not trying to hit you. And then you shoot fire at me? It's like, Dad always said we weren't allowed to use any of our powers to do that type of stuff.
I wasn't really trying to hit you, Dana. And Xedre's still, like, bent over, like, behind Alfred.
I think your brother wanted to ask you something. Xedre?
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, he'll be fine. He does this all the time. Just give him a minute.
Xedre does compose himself, take, like, one deep breath, and say, yes, I did. I left a note for Dad, but he'll look between Alfred and Tanner and say, Alfred, do you mind? It's,
You need a moment?
yeah, it's a little personal.
Yeah, of course. Alfred will walk out the door and he'll walk like 15, 20 feet off.
Tanner's eyes are just like shifting all over the place. Like, should I have kept him here? What's going to happen? Where's the shopkeep?
Okay, so here's the deal. My friend Alfred, he just had his birthday, and we kind of missed it. So I left a note for Dad, asking if he could go ahead and make Alfred's favorite food, but I do need somebody to probably find a proper recipe, and I mean, I can't think of any other better investigator than you.
Well, I mean, I suppose if, I did something like this, could I maybe have some of your books out of your room?
Xedre had his hand like in his pocket, and he has a platinum piece between his fingers, and he sighs, dropping it. Yeah, no, you can go ahead and have some of my books. That's
Good, because I already
perfectly
took them, so now I just don't have to put them back.
fine. You just
So
asking
that'll
for
be great.
forgiveness instead. Oh goodness. Honestly, I do the same.
You
thing,
weren't
so-
missing them.
No, I wasn't. If I can be honest, I don't even know what books I. Were they good at least?
Yeah. One's got good pictures.
Oh, I did like the picture books, yeah. Okay, yeah, if you can find out about this recipe for this thing called flan, then give it to Dad. He should be able to make something, and I think we're gonna be gone, so maybe like a 2 days time? We can come by, we can pick it up, and then we can have Alfred a proper belated birthday.
Just gotta dust himself off. Little flex from your younger brother. It's like, yeah, no problem. I can find that. Yeah. So you've been. When'd you get back?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, last night we stayed in Odette's, Henritas Plaza.
Oh, you went to Ritas Plaza?
Yes, we did. And
Oh, wow. Ah, man, wait until Mom hears about that.
Mom doesn't need to hear about this, and the platinum piece will come out, and he'll hand it over to his brother. Absolutely no mention whatsoever. You can buy, I don't even know how many books with this, maybe, possibly.
Books? I'm gonna buy books with this. I can get better than books. Yeah, Mom doesn't need to hear. I'll just tell Dad.
Xedre laughs uncomfortably, hoping that it's a joke. Yeah, no, we actually just got back. We went over to Swanstead, and then we kind of dealt with this guy in the woods. He'll look a little uncomfortable, and he'll wave Alfred over. Hey, Alfred, the private part's done. We're just kind of chatting about Swanstead and everything now.
Oh, okay. Alfred will walk over. Yeah, Swarnstein?
Yep, Swanstead, and then how we went in the woods on the way back.
Oh. Do you tell him all about our trip back?
We stayed in a cabin. It was pretty bad. Not the best sleeping conditions, but we ended up making it back, and the whole Atanaberry shipment made it too. So
It's good, I suppose. Sounds kind of boring, but
Yeah, really boring. Kind
camping,
of cold
I suppose.
cold and wet.
camping, yeah. We found a lot of like stale stuff under the floorboards, so it's something.
Anything good?
No.
Oh,
No, it was just out in the
That's very
woods.
boring.
What are you gonna find in the woods?
oh, I found lots of stuff in
Like berries?
around town.
Right. You go to Varelia, as we all know. You go to the woods, Tana. You don't have to play coy.
Is he not supposed to go out into the woods?
There's a lot of things Tana isn't
Have
supposed
you
to
met my
do.
mother?
Very briefly?
Yeah, not a whole lot we're allowed to do. Your boy here is like breaking every rule.
Don't call me your boy. We're brothers.
Sorry, my brother here. It's like breaking all the rules.
Your brother does a lot of good, so maybe the rules that used to pertain to him are not necessary. I'm sure that the rules are there for you to keep you safe.
Well, since I'm going to be doing all this good and planning the flames for you, maybe I could break some rules too.
You're taking up a mantle with Infernus? Or are you
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
oh,
that.
wonderful?
Cedric's just beat red. He has his hand on his forehead.
We're also doing some work for Infernus right now. We're actually going to repair some tiles for the temple.
Really. So, what happened to Percy?
She
Percy had
Leave
to
you
go
guys
back
after
home.
your lame camping trip?
You know that she wanted the Atanaberries back here to go ahead and help everybody with the Asherot. So
Yeah.
once that was done, she chartered a boat back to Six Bells.
She didn't even say goodbye? Thought we kind of had something.
You didn't.
Yeah, I thought we were like friends and stuff. But anyway, I suppose a best get to work on my stuff.
Would very much appreciate it.
Do
And
I
I'll
get,
be in
like,
contact.
the,
Oh,
you know,
right, yeah. Xedre will take a edge off of one of his book pages and just write FLA parentheses Y and then N at the end.
All right, flamey it is. Got it. Odets. Wow. Upgrade from the camping.
Upgrade from the
Right, we should
camping.
get back before everyone starts to worry about us.
Have fun with your craft time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Tanner.
Yeah, it's good.
Are
Good
you
to
okay?
see you. Yeah, I got places to be. I'm pretty sure Tristan has got a pretty good game of marbles going. And I seem to be recently in a little bit of money. I might be able to come out a little bit on top with that.
Oh, no,
Don't.
you don't want to do things like that. That's not very much in the way of Infernus.
I'm making something. More
No,
money.
you're not.
I am making
That-
more money.
That's not producing anything.
Yeah, it was nice to see you.
Alfred's just kind of turned his Xedre.
Big flan.
Big flan. And he'll give like an
leaves.
awkward salute to his brother. It's just, yeah, there's tension, so I think you could cut it with the knife.
Big flan?
Yeah. I just, for how smart he is, sometimes he doesn't know how to phonetically pronounce things.
You should have told me. We like. You really need to actually get on that before it becomes a long-term thing.
Right, I would, but for the most part, he kind of taught me a lot of stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, he's a lot more book smart than I am. That's we should walk, by the way, and
Yeah,
Xedre
we're
will try to-
walking and talking.
my sister, my brother, all of them, other than my younger siblings, there was that whole thing about me calling my sister older. They've taught me a lot, and I haven't exactly been able to reciprocate it, so that's the problem. And I was being deceitful back then. I'm very sorry. I was trying to get a gift for you for your belated birthday.
Oh, Xedre. You didn't have to go through such trouble to do something for my birthday. It's but I mean for your siblings, like you don't necessarily have to give them the same thing that they were for you. I myself have 2 siblings and a brother and sister at that, although my sister is in fact older than me. But I feel like I gave her a lot of, I guess, knowledge on how to be pragmatic and be careful and take things slow and go through the entire process of developing something. Whereas she gave me a lot of her fiery nature, and she taught me a lot of how to put myself out there, and although I'm not the best at it. And my younger brother taught me, actually he's kind of like yours, a little uh able to get into places that he really shouldn't be. And he taught me a little bit about how to open locks and whatnot, and I honestly wasn't the best at it before I left home. he was honestly a much better lockpick than I was. So you don't necessarily have to give the same things, and what I gave to him was the protection that he needed from some of the kids around his age, I guess. The ability to stand for himself like my sister taught me. I don't know if any of that made sense, but hopefully it did.
No, it makes perfect sense. You have a... Sounds like you have a really good relationship with your siblings.
I hope so. I mean, sometimes with the distance, both physical and in age, it's hard. But I think we've managed decently.
The Seagate, right? Getting the
Or towards the studio.
Yes. So she's going to immediately deflect so he doesn't have to respond to that. But yeah.
Right, we made it through Seagate.
Right, and Radius Plaza's right next door, so the others should be at the tavern. Odette's. I just hope that Salinas doesn't do that thing again. But I
Which
know
one?
how to respond now. Wait, talks in your head?
Oh, I mean, as with anything, the more that you do it and experience it, the easier it gets, right?
I guess if it's routine, but it really isn't. It's kind of sporadic, and I'm not really used to it. Like the brother that we met at the church. You kind of spooked him, almost like that kind of, but it's like
Right.
mental spooking.
Well, maybe you guys need to practice with it. Like, say, hey, Salinas, talk to me once a day. Just send me a message when I don't see you.
Maybe I'll go ahead and do that.
I don't know, you don't have to.
It's a good point.
Just might be better for you not to get spooked when we need to communicate.
Very true. I guess it could be helpful if we're in the middle of a conversation or something. If I could try to play it off, maybe we could give each other like secret information or something. But he has to write. And I think I signed that book for him. I don't know if he just does it or what. So, his metric's a little different from mine.
Alright, by now I imagine we've gotten to...
Please, yes.
Yeah. Having your conversation, taking you to Seagate, finding your way towards where you're leading Xedre for trying to find a place where you guys can fire your clay tile for the sake of moving things forward.
We go to get everything fired,
Yeah,
and then
we
we
wanna-
meet back up.
You
We'll pay
guys
whatever.
go make
Yeah.
your tiles, work out a deal with a shopkeep that's got a pretty rough looking shop. He's happy to trade for some coin access to a pretty rough kiln, but it works, gets the job done. You're not doing any high end stuff here. And while you're all doing that, Kiesel and Salinas hang out in the room, being solitary with themselves, even though you're in the same room.
Just two bros hanging out 5 feet apart.
Jofriedr downstairs,
Yeah.
getting some drinks.
Yeah, we're just both writing in our little books, our little journals.
All right.
Salinas.
Yes.
I forgot to pick this up. Do you think they sell daggers downstairs?
Downstairs
Yeah, you know, it's like a
In-
general
in-
store, right?
in the inn.
It's, you know,
N-
maybe.
No.
I just realized
No.
I might have given one to Xedre's little brother, and I definitely gave one to Percy.
All right. Well, there
It's
are. If you want to go back to the merchants district, it would not be that hard to find. We passed like 2 blacksmiths when we were looking for that magic item shop.
I mean, it's not like the end of the world, you know. It just would be nice to it's like if you had to sever your pinky because you made a promise with some sort of mafia or something, and then you're like, well, fuck, like, I wish I had them back, but it's not like I can still grab onto mugs and cups and stuff, you know?
Or we have time and they're not back yet, and you could just go run and do that really fast.
Sure, I mean, that would work. I could also use some more smokes. I think I'm out. And that's more of
Okay.
a problem than being out of daggers.
Kiesel, if you need to go back to the bathhouse, just say so.
It's, my skin has been exfoliated and my emotions have been cleansed. So I don't need to go back to the bathhouse. I need some smokes, and I would... Let's go back to the Merchants District.
Kiesel, just go.
Oh.
You know the way?
If you insist, I mean... And then Kiesel will get up.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion check? Who? Me?
You're doing some purchasing.
That was
How many daggers you want?
Dose.
Used or new?
Preferably new.
All right. I can get 2 for 6 gold.
6 fucking gold?
said
They
new.
better shoot lightning and return to me on command. God! How much are the used ones?
Used ones you get 2 for 3 gold.
God, I have a sign on my forehead that says "born yesterday." I guess I'll get the
You
new
did roll a
ones.
9 persuasion, so
I'm not the nicest guy right now. All right. I'm coughing over the... Is it 6 gold per or 6 gold?
No, total 3 per.
Okay, I mean, I can give you a plat. I don't have any gold. I got 7 copper, dog. I got 36
First world
plat.
problems.
God, I know. I'm so rich, bro. Do you have something that can break a 100? Sir, this is a hot dog stand.
You're only breaking a 10.
I know. Everything's such a big deal to me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, you can subtract a plat and add 4 gold. And then your
Thank-
dagger count will actually be correct then.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about the smokes? Can I find somebody who is tobacco something that is grown locally, or is it like a luxury import?
You're able to get a good pack of decent quality smokes for, say, a gold.
Cool. Keep the change.
Get you a dozen.
Sure, that's a whole pack. I'll be back in 5 hours.
All right. Jofriedr. Everybody kind of steers clear of you sitting out in the great room. You just kind of get to keep to yourself, do some drinking. Are we doing heavy drinking or are we doing easy drinking?
Just some little casual.
Okay. Low key, we'll say you're pacing yourself enough that you're not exceeding your 3 drinks per hour maximum. Yeah. Eventually, all 5 of you reunite in Odette's Inn, having completed all of your tasks. You have in hand your 3 vials of holy water. You have a bunch of wet sand laying on Jofriedr's table. Nobody else gets to see that because Jofriedr's got the solo room now that Percy left, so and you have your daggers, you have a nice big bag of diamond dust, and you're hanging out in Rita's Plaza. So I'll say the three of you that were out and about still would have all returned roughly around the same time and found Jofriedr sitting in the great room.
Yeah, when I see everyone else coming in, I'll just kind of just raise my cup to them. I'm just sitting back, probably off in a corner, where I got a nice view of essentially the whole room.
I will sit down with my newly acquired goods and order 2 drinks.
Get everything you need.
Hopefully. A nice buzz to boot would be very welcomed before we start this new adventure.
Definitely look forward to swinging my axe again. You know, then something we can handle, at least.
Since that the depth perception on the Cyclops is worse than the strength. Worse than the smell, too.
Well, I've never fought a Cyclops before, have you?
No, I just know that you need 2 eyes to be able to bend down and take a look. It's like anatomy. You know, if you had 1 eye, then the depth perception would be very difficult. Yeah, that's why you don't really see one-eyed archers. They have a hard time distinguishing how far things away are.
And I imagine it's a little awkward when you blink. Just go completely dark for a moment.
Ooh, how scary, yeah. At least you don't have to worry about rubbing your eye.
Well, you know, when you rub it too hard and it's blurry, what if they do that?
If we, I mean, does the quality of the eye matter? If we can convince them to just rub their eyes really hard and then perform on-site amputations, we don't really need to put ourselves in any danger.
I don't think that's going to work.
I, not being a local, I'm not very sure of the medical care these people are getting. So, you know.
I don't think they provide Cyclops medical care.
Exactly.
They're
yes.
not represented minority.
And I don't think optometry has made its way to these parts, so, you know, it's not like you're seeing people walking around with, like, spectacles or, I guess, monocles.
Kiesel, I have a headache, and this is not helping.
Then maybe you should seek some spectacles. If you're getting headaches, you could be straining your eyes. It's just basic anatomy.
No, it's because the fucking dreamer put a psychic nail through my brain earlier today.
Oh,
Oh, I've got a bit of a headache too, but that's what the alcohol's for.
I just thought we liked drinking.
Well, that too.
No, well, Alfred's back, so perhaps we can go up to probably not something we're going to do out here, but perhaps we go up to a room and finally figure out what those goodies that Sydney had are.
Definitely.
Are we all just gonna sit and watch him while he does that?
Well, we can be counting out the money and dividing that out at the same time.
I do enjoy counting money.
Fair enough. Let me get another drink to bring up with me.
like how everyone's invited themselves into Alfred's room to watch it.
Yeah.
It's the collective loot.
It's just
I'm not
that's the room for
bored.
the sleepovers.
Just like back in the
Correct.
Dreamer's Tavern. You remember that, putting the sword and all that shit together? In one room.
It's true.
As Jofriedr has his new drink, and are like going towards the stairs, I guess to go up to the rooms. And be like, aren't we supposed to meet Lonan somewhere?
Xedre?
Yeah, no, we were supposed to go to the monastery.
Now?
Didn't you
When?
didn't you send out your Firebird with a note?
Yeah, Firebird found me after delivering the note.
Wait,
Oh,
Xedre, we were
then
supposed
we're-
to stop by the monastery too.
Listen, we're going past there tomorrow morning.
We don't want to keep her waiting. She's been waiting for God knows how many days already before we found her.
You think she's waiting for us? She already went to the Adventurers Guild and told them all about us. She registered. I mean, she could be halfway across the continent by now. Physically, she
Nah.
could not be, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So should we go see her now, or did you want to see her in the morning?
Well, here's the question. Do we want to cut her in on the loot? Do we want to count the gold before or after we meet with her? That's the question.
Or we don't need all of us to count all the coin. Me and Xedre could go to the monastery. Alfred can do his identification thing, and the rest of you count the coin.
Well, I mean, if delivered the note, then she knows where to find us, right? And if she wants to see us again, she will come find us.
Agreed. And honestly, I'm still taking a proper inventory of the bag, so I would kind of like to be present for all of this.
Fair enough.
All right. Inventory in the bag. While you
Inventory.
sit around and drink.
Yes, dude.
Everybody gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song.
Nothing more I love to do than check over my pay stubs and crack a cold beer.
All right. What are we starting with here? I think they're all in your possession, aren't they?
Yeah. I think the ring would be next.
The signet ring.
Yeah, that we got off of Sydney.
Okay. There you go.
I have 2 unidentified items.
Yep. I think they're gemstones.
Okay.
I don't know why they pull up as unidentified items, but it's one. I'm just going to go through on each one unless there's anything that you do not want to figure out.
No, he'll go through everything.
Okay.
Oh no. Does the copper chalice?
No, that's just copper chalice.
Okay.
Would this count as a short rest for the rest of us?
Yes.
Okay.
The only one who would not get a short rest at this point would be Alfred because he's casting Identify.
Thank goodness.
Is there anything else? I thought there was one more thing. There you go. There's 2 rings.
Oh,
2 rings. Fancy.
I was wounded by 10 points and I rolled a perfect 10.
I saw that. That was nice.
Nice.
I'm like, I rolled a 14 and an 11 and a 10, dude.
Oh, okay.
Kind of fun little one. All right. Alfred, you have to choose to tell people what they are because they don't get to see it.
Yeah, Alfred will hold
Ooh.
out like all the things as he's like identifying them. This is a ring of holding, kind of like a bag of holding, but it holds one thing. If you hold it, it's got like a command word, and then you can like store a 2-pound object about it, a small object. You have to be wearing the ring though. And I think it takes an attunement slot. Yes, it does. We've got a ring of mind shielding. Which, I don't know, maybe one of us might want to carry that now.
What was the last one?
Well, we have a couple potions. A potion of climbing, potion of greater healing, of healing, a regular one.
2 of them.
Oh, 2 of them.
The only other thing would be the one you're wearing.
Yeah, I think that's it.
He said there was a Mia with the dragon
was the
carving on
cha-
it.
I don't think the mirror
chalice?
is. I don't think the mirror or the chalice are magical.
All right.
I mean, they look nice.
Well, I don't need the ring of mind shielding, at the very least.
Who? I mean, if this is going to be a democratic process, maybe Alfred or Xedre should keep the other ring of mind shielding. Maybe one of you two?
No, I think Selenas would be a good candidate because he's the one that's communicating the most. So
Alfred, I already have one. I don't need a second.
Unless it's
that's
like
right.
doubling up on underpants, you know, it could provide an extra layer of protection.
I don't think that's how it works.
It's magic.
No.
Fuck, who knows how it works.
Oh, I'd be fine with either
Some
Alfred or
people do.
Xedre. I've already got my ring of the water watching, and I've got my cloak and the axe.
I have a ring of protection as well.
I mean, I wouldn't mind the other one, I suppose, if you were offering, but if someone else would prefer it, it's fine.
Alfred, I think it should go to you.
Oh yeah, no, with your condition, that does make the most sense.
Well, then I guess I have to make a slight change. You know what? Selenas, can you attune to another item?
Yes? Why?
Alfred will reach into his pocket and pull out the Pearl of Power, and he will hand it to Selenas.
Oh, well that is very, very kind of you.
Well, if we're gonna start being smart about what we're doing, then if I'm going to attune to this to protect myself, then I think that you would be the best candidate to have this as well. Your spells are some of the most powerful I've seen. and it would be great to have it even one more.
Well, that's very kind.
I mean, Salinas, I can't conjure a giant figure that can battle on my behalf.
Well, you do plenty fine battling on your own. Thank you.
I know you'll do well with it. And Alfred will begin the process of attuning to the Ring of Mind Shielding.
Okay.
Should we also talk about who should hold potions of healing? There's 2 regular potions of healing and a greater one.
If we're talking in a utilitarian sense, I feel like the potions of healing should go to those who don't have the ability to heal on command. Just so in case something happens to those who can heal on command, we're not totally fucked dead in the water.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, so if Kiesel, do you want to hold the 2 normal ones and Jofriedr can hold the greater healing? Or vice
Sure.
versa?
The way is fine by me.
I mean, if anyone, as we have the decision would be making for the the Ring of Storing. If anyone else has a spare attunement slot left, we would like to claim that.
I mean, I'm sure I could handle that, but I don't have much use for it. I couldn't exactly put my axe in there.
Well, you know, again, speaking in pure utility, we could just store a potion in the Ring of Holding. That way we have like a almost like a spare wheel on a carriage.
So do you want the ring, Kiesel?
I don't even know if I can attune to the ring. How many am I allowed to have?
3.
3.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, I'm kind of full, actually.
Jofriedr?
Oh, I could take it unless Xedre, you want it, maybe?
I'm just. When did. Goodness, this is why doing this is important. And Xedre will hold up. He's made like the table and he's keeping like the inventory. So things like the Ring of Mind Shielding given to Alfred and the Potion of Greater Healing given to Jofriedr. I literally only have this and hold up the staff. When did we come into so many different magical items? Wow.
I mean, don't look at me. The only thing I had before this was the Ring of Mind Shielding.
Well, then yes, Xedre, I think you should get the Ring of Holding.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
I have herbal
Or you could put
poultices I
some
could put
use
into
to
it.
it.
Yeah,
Sure.
perfect.
It could be very useful for sneaking things in, smuggling contraband. You know, hiding a.
Xedre
don't
smuggling contraband. Are we talking about the same person?
I need to hold on
Well,
to this,
yeah.
and he looks at Jofriedr.
I mean, I was going to say like a vial of poison, but I'm not sure that Xedre usually uses poison, or would. Would you?
That was Xanathi's thing more than I.
Right.
All right. Ring of
Yes, I
Holding
mean,
to
if
Xedre.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if we're going to if we need it for things, if we want to keep something hidden and safe, it wouldn't be in the bag of holding. Or if we want to be able to sneak something into somewhere that we would need to be able to do that, a ring of holding like that would be extremely useful. That's all I'm saying.
Right. The bag of holding is very conspicuous, while the ring
Exactly.
might be a little
Pretty
bit
subtle.
better. Yeah.
All right. Who's taking which healing potions?
Jofriedr's taking the 1 greater, and Kiesel's taking the 2 regular.
Double fisting! Bottles up!
That way when I take a massive hit, I didn't just be like, alright, look.
Round 2.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we did inventory.
Yes, you guys want to set everything else out on the table so Xedre can actually get the inventory of what the hell you guys all have.
No, I'm good.
I think for the
All
sake
right.
of privacy, I'm probably going to leave this, and he'll point to his notebook that has, like, the log in it. I think that would probably be something to store. It would be rather safe if it's inside of the ring. Nobody else would have access to it.
Well, just think about the contraband that we'll need to be able to hide in there. Is it a one? Is it like multiple things up to 2 pounds, or is it just like 1 2-pound item?
1 2-pound item. 2
1
pound or
item.
less item.
Oh, that's lame. We have a lot of shit that could get us arrested in any other sorts of place.
It's fine. Yes, well, we're going to, take an early night and wake up bright and early in the morning.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and go down for a light meal. And then,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, take Cybil out for a walk.
Yeah, Jofriedr's gonna get some full-on dinner before getting a couple more drinks and going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
About the night.
As Alfred, you're out taking your walk with Cybil. Give me a perception check.
Oh, wonderful.
It's a nice quiet night. A little chilly. Few people that give you a little look from the side as they pass by, but pretty quiet.
Does Cybil
Don't
give
suspect anything out there.
Does Cybil give any sort of worry?
You want Cybil to make a perception check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cybil's out here.
Gotta improve on that 7. There's a couple times as you're walking that she tugs a little bit one direction or the other, picking up all the different scents in the neighborhood.
Okay.
But there's a lot of scents in the neighborhood, so you don't really pay too much mind to it with your 7. But it's kind of just, keep on going. Like any other time leading a dog through a scent-filled environment, just do your best to try and keep on course.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Throw her a bone every once in a while. But yeah, sure, we'll take a right here. But ultimately end up back.
All right, nice quiet walk. Head on to bed.
All right. You guys all take in a long rest, I suppose.
Before, after Carol, not after Alfred gets back, you went to find him before he goes to bed.
Okay.
Selena's?
So, Alfred, would you mind doing me a favor?
Yeah, of course. Anything.
Well, things have been changing for me a little bit. And I remember on one of the very first nights I met you, we started traveling together. I had asked you to take this, and he just pulls out his focus. It's kind of chunk of slightly craggly stone that holds a vein running through it of unrefined opal. Um, and you set it in this very nice frame and made a focus for me, and things have changed a little bit more for me, and Salinas reaches and pulls the second item that he was holding, which is the bow of his violin, of his fiddle. And I was wondering if you could find a way to, set these two together, where I could still play my instrument.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I'll definitely think about this. I don't know if I can necessarily promise anything. I just want to be upfront about that. This is a bit of a project. I think I need to do a little research on acoustics. I need to do a little research on how to get all these materials together in a nice, fashionable way. If you're willing to give me a little bit of time, I'm willing to take a look into this at least. I can promise you that.
I appreciate it.
I know
Thank
this
you.
is something that's very important to you, so it's got to be, I guess, a little delicate. But yeah, anything for you.
Thanks.
I appreciate you coming to me with such a big project. It
But
means
I
a lot.
wouldn't trust anyone else with it.
Well, I guess I'll give that some thought. I'm gonna head on to bed, Salinas.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. I'll see you in the morning.
I'll see you in the morning.
All right. So everybody settles in for a long rest. As you all wake early the next morning, some more eagerly than others, gather up your things and prepare to head off to wherever you're going to head off to.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come
On
out of
which
the
note,
room.
where are we headed?
I'm gonna be coming out of the room with the
Well-
sand in my hands. I'm gonna offer it to Xedre or Alfred to store it. So this is the sand for those potions.
Right. If I remember correctly, we only needed a pinch of it.
Well, in case any
Well-
gets lost in the mix.
We'll clarify that
3
his
pinches.
handful of sand, there's like little sprigs of plants and sticks and whatnot, all kind of like he's picked some of them out, but there's a lot more than just sand.
Yeah, no, I've got you. And Xedre's gonna reach in, and he has one of those jars of paint still from the very beginning. And it's so useful. It's like a mason jar. And so he will go ahead and take the time to go ahead and kind of like clean it out, and then hold it out for Jofriedr to put the sand into. It's like that scene from WALL-E.
I'll sit it in there. The little plant.
You drop a few pinches that miss, but still feel like you got 3 pinches in there. or 300.
I've got a jar of dirt.
Well, the Oracle can keep him for extra.
Hopefully she doesn't run into anybody who needs these potions. I think we were kind of like an exception to most of her dream walking abilities.
Wonder what it would do to someone that does have dreams.
Maybe we should come back when we do have dreams.
Yeah, what dreams do you unlock when your dreams are unlocked?
Being late for school, your teeth falling out. I mean, what dreams did you have beforehand?
Cool.
Oh, being late to the fields, to the blacksmithy, to your hair falling out, your teeth falling out.
Mostly parties and raids.
Being late to the parties. Yeah, showing up in your underwear to the raid. Oh, I guess you people. Only in your underwear.
Depends on the weather.
Yeah. Waste of cloth if you don't need to wear underwear, you know.
Speaking of cloth, Xedre will go ahead and put out his monastic robes, which he's going to go ahead and put on. We are going to the monastery first, right? So I figured it's probably kind of important that...
That was the plan as far as I know.
We are going to the monastery. We are walking and talking.
Quick breakfast bite, but we're on our way.
All right. You're just right on about dawn. As you guys are making your way out of Odette's Inn and heading across town. So everything's pretty quiet once you get out of the docks and head into the greater part of the city. Things it's just starting to wake up, as some of you are. I can only imagine Salinas is quite struggling at trying to be up this early. As you,
he went to bed early.
It's true, but I never adjust well. I just figured.
Early to bed, late to rise.
Make your way across town, passing through Seagate, Work Rest, Copper Street, Merchant Way, sneaking up through House of Infernus into Dragon's Gate and out to the Dragon's Gate on the west edge of town, heading out on the path you were told to take, which leads you into Traveler's Rest Forest, where the Aesopus Monastery is located.
The Dark Coin path to the west towards the Torment Highlands. Fort Highbeard.
No, left at Albuquerque.
Ever give me a perception check as you guys are heading out of town?
Better than my 7.
Oh!
He is
I rolled a
awoke
28.
and looking.
Ooh.
Hey, Xedre.
Yes, Linus is tired.
Okay. You start heading into the woods, not quite to the Aesopus Monastery yet. Salinas dragging a little bit. Alfred not doing much better. And Jofriedr, you want somebody to roll for you while you're getting back in there?
Loading my character sheet and stuff right now.
Okay.
Which means he's going to roll above a 10.
Perhaps.
Hope so.
Definitely.
No, you jinxed it.
I tried so hard.
He struggled a little bit. He drank a little bit too. Wasn't the right time to go to bed yet. It was still drinking time when you guys said he had to go to bed, so he's off. Kiesel and Xedre, taking your spots in the group as you guys are heading down the road. Xedre all prim and proper in his monk robes, kind of channeling some monk energy, staying very cognizant of his surroundings with a 22. And Kiesel just the only one who got a good night's rest apparently and is on his game this morning, and Nat 20's his perception roll as you approach the road that leads off to the north to the Asaphist Monastery. The two of you notice there's somebody behind a tree up ahead. Can't see who, what, whether they're friend, foe, menacing, not menacing, but you're able to spy somebody just a little bit peeking out around a tree. Like a part of them is peeking out, like an elbow.
How far am I?
20 feet?
Your elbow is pointing out of the tree.
Oh my gosh, Kiesel, why did you make it obvious?
Because they're not doing a good job at not being obvious.
I don't
What?
see anything.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Go back to sleep, Salinas. I see. Xedre, don't you see?
No, yeah, I see it. I just thought we were going to display at least an ounce of tact. It's right over there. And Xedre's at this point, he's just pointing. He's just pointing because Kiesel already yelled.
Kiesel will like hold his fist up like this in authority and be like, sometimes the best tact you can have is straight ahead. Like a siege. Fuck, what are those things called? Sometimes you just have to go forward. Does the person behind the tree give a little wiggle or
react to all the conversation being had? I don't know. Does the person behind the tree react to all the conversation being had?
After a second, you guys will see Lonan poke her head out from behind the tree. Y'all, at least I was trying to stay hidden. Do you need less coffee in the morning or what have you?
if that's your best attempt at hiding, then we're going to have a lot.
None of your other friends saw me. Maybe you're just good at seeing.
Oh,
maybe
that's why we
I-
travel in a group. At least one will.
Yeah, there's
I'm still half asleep.
2, 4, 6, 8. We have at least 8 pairs of eyes. One of us is bound to see a half-assed tree hide. I mean, come on.
It was not half-ass.
Well, it was
Considering-
half-elbowed.
Regardless, good morning. Can we help you?
Y'all have a really strange definition of "I'll see you at the monastery the next morning."
Oh, I knew we should have
Like-
gone to the fucking monastery.
Master Artemis was like a little concerned when I came in, and I was like, "Yeah, they're gonna have beer tomorrow," and they're like, "Oh yeah," and then he was like, "Well, no," so I decided to go make sure what y'all are doing. Because I got a lot of
Xedre said-
questions for you.
Xedre said he sent a note.
Did I ever get a note?
No.
Maybe you might want to go find the messenger you sent and get your coin back, because I never got a note.
No, the
That might be a little
message
bit
is
hard.
right here, and Xedre will hold up his arm, and his Firebird will go ahead and kind of like apparate.
How much did that cost you? Because I didn't get a note.
It didn't cost. It's. And Xedre's just absolutely like he doesn't even know how to respond. He's tensing up. That's yeah.
Look, we had to go shopping, and that took all day. How have you been? How's your head?
Oh.
How's your memory?
Oh,
How's
I
your
know
legs?
y'all were shopping. I was kind of following y'all a little bit last night.
Why didn't you
Wow.
just come say hi at that
I
point?
wanted to see what y'all were up to.
And were you
Interesting,
impressed?
At least?
Impressed. It's a
Did
lot
we-
of sand.
Did we buy anything that surprised you?
The cigarettes. Don't you know those are bad for you?
What? Do you want one with your coffee? What's your fucking point?
Not making one right now. But like I said, and she's gonna step out from behind the tree. I have questions for y'all.
Well, we're,
About a young woman named Xanathy.
Ooh.
Yes. Well, we're going to be walking and we're gonna be
I can walk and
walking
talk.
at the moment. Sounds lovely. We're heading out towards the Highlands.
Aren't there cyclops out there? Are you sure y'all are prepared to travel through a...
That's the goal.
Well, that's the point. We're hunting
Lonan
cyclops.
would know that this is also the path that leads back to Thundunk.
Okay. I mean, y'all heading underground?
No, we're going to hunt cyclopses.
Why?
Cyclopi? Because we need
Cyclopses?
Cycle. Cyclop.
I think
Cyclopes. Yes, that sounds right.
We're going to be hunting the monoid menaces. Yes. Do we look ill-prepared? Don't answer that question. Let's just keep moving. And we're not.
We need parts for a potion, and so yes. If
Lead the
you're
way.
okay with, if you're okay with knowing where we're headed, you're more than welcome to come along. What was your questions about Xanathy?
Well, I have someone that has fallen under the same affliction she has, and I was told by Master Artemis that y'all might have more information about how it can be cured. I know that it can be cured. I saw people cured from it. He didn't say much else about what y'all know, but I figured it's been my first lead in over a year, so...
It's very dangerous to exit, avoid the throne room, and don't drink the food.
What the fuck?
No, sorry. Let me go back a moment.
Wait.
Wait.
Wait, what the... Is he crazy? Is he crazy?
Oh, come
No,
on.
no.
Crazy.
Yes.
Okay, let's not get hold up on
occasionally.
this.
Friend
I mean,
that was
yes.
brought in. Is that the woman who is in there?
What? What?
Your
Woman.
friend.
It wasn't... It was my
It's
husband.
Oh, okay. There was another one in there who also.
Yeah, you would have observed that there was 2 patients at the monastery, but
Oh no, no, he's back. He's back home.
Sorry, you said you saw someone cured from this?
Well, all right. So I didn't see them cured, but when I found Arlo, my husband, he was in a cave. He'd gone off. There were others with him. Let me think. And she's gonna pull out her notebook from her backpack. He was with a goblin in like darker leathers, a human woman, middle-aged maybe, and like kind of similar to what you're wearing actually, Mr. Fireheart over there. She's pointing at Xedre. A kind of like medium dark-skinned elf. I brought them all back to Muna, and they woke up when I was, going off doing something else. I never got to talk to them, but I was told they woke up and left, so I know it's possible.
Yes,
Be
we
cured?
know those people actually.
You know them. Where are they?
Yes. I don't know.
We met them.
Well, well, technically I know where one of them is. She died. Uh,
Right, is it from the same thing or?
no, I think it was. I think we were told of old age.
It was a very rapid old age that got her. Xedre, do you have your notebook so we can catch up our new friend?
Yeah, let me
DM,
get to my Agard chapter real quick.
did
Something-
any of the people from when I saved them look like they were old enough to die of old age?
Yes, the one you described as middle aged. It would have been more later middle
Okay.
aged. She had
Alright.
white hair, so
Okay, yeah, the older monk. Sorry,
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
Deirdre.
Deirdre,
I
yes.
didn't catch any names. They were all gone before I could speak to them.
It's
Barton.
It's not
Yeah.
important.
Barton and Ivana.
Matthias, Alima, Deirdre, Ivana. King is the only one that I think we confirmed.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you have
Well,
your
I mean,
notes.
and Deirdre.
Yes.
Look,
Alright.
we've been trying to get. I've been trying to get back in contact with Ivana as well. Truthfully, so. Okay, let me.
I'm gonna need a bit more catching up here because I'm a lot more confused than I was 5 minutes ago.
All right, let me.
That's the part for the course for hanging out with us.
I've noticed.
Alright,
Most
so
of us
I'm
have
going
some
to try-
blanks about it too.
I'm going to step you
Blanks?
through what happened to us, and I need you to wait until the end to ask questions.
I can do that.
So, the group of us, including Xanathi, were trapped in a sleep, in a dream, in a place called the Dreamer's End Tavern, in some sort of space in between awake and asleep. Don't know the specifics of it yet. Our research has been not very good either. Basically, we fought through a series of trials, through different worlds, through different dreams, and collected a series of 4 artifacts that opened a portal out of it, basically. We took as many people as we could with us, as many people who would listen and who hadn't already been kind of lost to the haze of this dream. And we fought our way out through kind of the gatekeeper, big fuck off snake, magic snake with 4 arms, and killed it and woke up back in our bodies about a month after we thought we had left a town. And so, presumably, the people who are still asleep are still in that dream realm. And, I'm not sure if there's a way to help them from this side or not. We haven't, once again, our research has been unfruitful.
And we have spent the last how many months have we been out? 6, 3, 4?
No, like 2, maybe? Like
We've
1 or
spent the
2?
last 3 months almost trying to find a way, but this is the equivalent of saying the boogeyman took you to the upside down realm and trapped you there. You know, only recently have we actually found a lead. That's actually why we're going to be hunting the monovision monsters. If you were so curious. We had a date with the Oracle that didn't go very well, and this is, like I said, this is our first lead we've had in months. I'm sorry for your loss.
Please
Yes.
don't phrase it like that. He's not dead. I refuse to believe he's dead. Because if he's dead, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
No.
That's not the
He's
point.
trapped in a dream.
Yeah, about that. Uh, where exactly did you acquire the substances that put you in that mental state?
We didn't.
What you're talking about
Look,
is stories.
No, no. Hard substances like that. Like, that's what we used with, like, the Oracle yesterday. Or whenever we all dropped.
Hey, I'll call over to Alfred. Can you show her the thing?
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Alfred will,
I mean-
will turn around and show the mark behind his ear.
quite frankly, Miss London, you wanted our help. It is fully up to you whether you believe us or not.
Alright, let me get this straight. DM, another question. As far as what I know about, like, folklore and stories, does this sound like anything I've heard before?
Give me a history check.
Now you get the full shebang.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
Nope. Sounds batshit crazy.
We had to have God rolls for this.
Alright, so let me get this straight. You all, without taking any illegal substances, ended up in this dream realm where you were asleep, like my husband is, like Xanathy is. Xanathy was
Well-
with you.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, but we were not just like at home cooking. We actually, and I'll turn to Salinas, we're watching a play, circus, some sort of performance
Yeah.
when we were entranced, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Something like that.
You went to a circus, and what, this
And-
magical entity threw a net over all y'all and you fell asleep?
Well,
Magical.
London, do you know what the most frightening part is? Is that we didn't know that something was wrong for days, for weeks. We just went along like our lives were continuing. And it wasn't until much later when we got to Six Spells and walked into an inn and then weren't able to walk out that we figured out something was wrong.
I mean, yeah, that would definitely be an indicator. You understand why I think this all sounds like a little cuckoo,
Crazy?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is crazy.
Oh,
It was also
Yeah.
crazy when we walked into that inn and we turned around and there was no door left. And there were no
Or window.
windows.
It was also crazy when we walked into a mad scientist's basement and we found a giant metal coffin with a bunch of tubes coming out of it, and you were inside of it.
yeah,
I mean,
if you spend enough of time around us, you see some crazy things.
Look, you can choose not to believe us, but we're the
It's-
only people who can take you seriously as well as, trust us.
so you're saying you all were in the same sort of state that Xanathy is, that those others were, that Arlo is, and you're all here now.
Yep. It's honestly a miracle that we weren't stuck in there. To be honest.
And half of us also have, like, a really bad memory about it, so don't fault us if we don't remember finer details about things. It's mostly these two, and he'll point towards Kiesel and Salinas.
The most friendliest people in the group.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
gonna look at Xedre, and you're trying to wake Xanathy up.
Yes. Not that there's
And
really been much success so far. But
well, y'all have been my first lead in over a year.
well, our
Ooh,
lead is the
so-
Oracle, so can we really just tack on? I mean, Percy did. I think there's room for a sixth, because we had kind of like 6 spots.
Kiesel will.
I don't have to be part of whatever this is. I can just like help.
You probably shouldn't
With-
be, honestly. There was a huge like psychic block, and there was like she was like foaming at mouth like rabies practically, but it was like purple.
That,
Kiesel will just slowly
I think-
turn to Xedre as he is suggesting for her to tag along and give him the most stare before turning back around.
no, I think if she doesn't believe us, that might be the best way to confirm to her what we are saying is true.
I mean,
Well,
I just. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not opposed to any more help.
I mean, y'all are going to hunt down some Cyclops, and I'm not too bad at dealing with monsters, so consider this a trial run.
Xedre is going to obviously cup his mouth and lean over towards Kiesel and just say, if you asked me 24 hours ago how I felt about this woman, I would have said that I was down to kill her, just like I did before. But I've had it. I really do think that this is probably the best thing that we can do. The whole, like, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, and she's not necessarily an enemy, but if she ends up being a friend, then cool, she's close, awesome, great.
Can I make a perception check?
Can you make a stealth check? Yep.
Yeah, truly.
Oh god.
Do I get advantage because I'm cupping my mouth?
She can't read my lips. She can't read my lips.
Yes.
Hmm?
Between you can have advantage on the stealth part of it
Woo! That's a
because
9,
walking
baby!
down the street or
I
down
did
the
not-
road.
She
did
got a
not mean to roll
45.
twice.
She got a 45.
I did not mean to roll
My.
twice.
she
She
wants
got a
to
29.
The first one was 16, so
Yeah, either one destroys you.
26 destroys the 9. So.
yes.
I'm just going to lean back towards Xedre.
Wait, you wanted to kill me?
You wanted to kill her?
Oh no, darling, this is gonna be a trip and a half, ain't it?
I'm just gonna lean back towards Xedre. Yeah, that's something that I wanted to talk to you about, and to be honest, I'm more hanging my head in shame at the irony of you being the one to tell me that.
I covered my mouth and everything, so she's just totally surprised. Yeah, no, Alfred, and he just kind of pans over. I literally told you about this, and how I was working through my own insecurities. But it's fine if you forgot. Perfectly fine if you forgot. He just turns back down to the ground.
I'll look back towards Lonan. Would you care for a smoke? Would you want to, you know?
Let me go kill something.
Okay, then just
Well,
we can
we're
walk
going to
and
be
talk.
doing a lot of that.
Yeah. All right. This is gods. Noctalis give me strength and wisdom and all that shit. So you wanted to kill me, and now you're just fine with letting me tag along, keep your friends close, keep your enemies
That's
closer. Is
not-
that what I heard?
Okay, why are you eavesdropping? Honestly, is the problem.
You're
that I have.
literally like 6 feet away from me.
Okay. Yes.
More like 10. I mean, come on.
Give yourself more credit.
So within pole arm range.
Listen, I was not in a great place after we went ahead and met the man who was trying to fly away after he captured you. I don't know if it was the other one. Truly.
I did thank y'all for that one. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Important to kind of bring up that the way that we achieved that was by me getting this, and Xedre will put up his hand with like the skull symbol all over it.
So y'all are just getting like weird tattoos or something? I don't understand.
He's a broken staff and he'll reach into the bag of holding and grab out the staff to show her.
Alright, that is the first
Reach in
thing
the bag
y'all
of holding to. grab the
Fuck's
staff,
sake!
and it's
Oh,
not
by
there.
the fuck me running!
A magic staff doing that is the first sane thing any of y'all have said since I found you in the woods.
Right, yeah, I don't have that magic staff. Sorry about that. And Xedre just like
And
starts like
it
tensing
goes
up.
back to being insane. Okay, wonderful.
Well, did it break on when you like used it to broken thing to try and channel magic through?
Did it break? I found the shit broken after we killed the necromancer who brought the fucking giant dragon into Ergod.
I know it was already broken. That's what I was saying. If you continued to put stress on it, did it just fully break down?
No, because it did this. It didn't. It was literally there.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So, anyways, I shot him out of the sky, and he kind of fell, and there was just a bunch of viscera, kind of like all over the place. So if you can imagine the type of anger that you're feeling about wanting to kill something, maybe I incorrectly redirected that towards you with the amount of times that we had been played by these individuals, because we went into one of those cages and there was like this crying individual and we were at the door and I was like, hey, do you really think that's someone to save? And lo and behold, it wasn't, and that was kind of like the last straw for me. So I was upright suspicious of you whenever you joined us, and I did express my hesitations in having you join along with us, because you could have easily backstabbed us in the middle of the woods and nobody would have been any the wiser, because they would never have found our bodies, because we would have just went ahead and kind of like sunk into the ground. But I worked through it, and I'm doing better now. But I had that
Wasn't
thought.
I found in a coffin with blood being drained from me?
Yeah, and all the other ones didn't have any sort of like cognizance to them. So what if you were also just like a mindless monster that was created to like trick us and like lure yourself? Honestly, if I'm saying this out loud and I'm starting to like lean back that way because it's just outright suspicious, but you have a husband that's humanizing.
She's a vampire, but
I understand what he means. If you wanna, humanize me more, I got family that's relying on me. Not just him, but I'm risking a lot to try and save my husband.
to be honest, I think that's all of our skin in the game. I think that's the one thing we all have in common. Except maybe for him. I think he just does this for fun, and I'll turn towards Jofriedr.
You're all very dear friends to me. I'd die for any of you. Well, just met you, so not sure about you yet.
Well, then consider his skin in the game as well. So yeah, I guess right off the bat, we've got a lot in common.
Alright, so I'm really torn right now as to whether just turn back to the city and find another lead, we're helping y'all. I really want to help y'all. Because I feel the need to go on a hunt. I like the woods better than I like the city. No, you're just gonna sigh and look at all of them. 50 gold.
Hmm?
50 gold. And I'll help you with the hunt.
No, we're not going to hire you because here's the
Wait.
deal. We are the furthest along in tracking all of this
I
shit with the
did
Dreamer
not-
than anybody that you have met, and you are not going to find 50
All right.
gold. And he'll point a
did
finger at
not.
Lonan.
Hey, I did not get paid. After I got fucking captured by a madman.
Oh, I'll turn around. Oh, I knew she was gonna ask for the fucking money. Oh, the bull's on this
Hey.
lady.
Well,
B, y'all are gonna die out there without my help.
What? Okay, what do you do besides fucking hide behind trees? Do you have magic? Do you carry a big fuck off stick like me or him? Like, do you just have a?
You wanna know what I do?
You
Alright,
sass
I'll
them to
fucking
death?
show you. She's going to touch the dragon's tooth on her leg and say, "Folk, here." And next to her, probably a little bigger than Cybil, a dark kind of stone-colored winged drake is going to appear next to her. Is gonna let out a growl and like flap her wings before kind of settling. They're not aggressive right now, girl. That's what I can do.
What
Okay,
the flames is that?
You have a pet? That's
I'll
it?
admit it, I'll
She
admit
is
it, that's
a
pretty
drake. She's a spirit drake.
cool. No, yeah, that's pretty
Thank
cool.
you. I'm so
I
glad
have to
that one of
admit.
y'all can acknowledge that.
Well, you wouldn't be telling us about crazy things and you're summoning drakes out of air or wherever. I say if you want to find out more, tag along with us. Otherwise, you can try and find another lead. And he'll just have a ton of shit-eating grin and start walking down the path.
Well,
Have y'all ever hunted a cyclops before?
Well,
Yeah,
there's
no,
a
we've
first
done
time
many
for
other things
everything.
before.
Yeah.
I know how to kill.
Great, because I've been through here before. I've dealt with them before.
All right.
25.
All right. Xedre, how much? We did get paid extra, and we were
Yeah,
expecting.
you got paid my shit.
Yeah, there's no point in me going ahead and trying to cover my mouth as I go ahead and tell you. And Xedre's gonna tap the ring, and out pops his book. And he's gonna go ahead and leaf through it and pop over to it. 219 platinum, 2,223 gold, 5,349 silver pieces, and 3 copper. Whatever you think is part of your share, then as long as we're in agreement, we can go ahead and make the exchange.
To be fair, that wasn't all paid for. That's just our current inventory. We didn't all get that from the guild.
Kiesel will
Yes,
reach
Xedre,
into
just
his
pull out our bank statement.
Kiesel will reach
know.
into his coin purse and hand her 5 plat.
She'll take it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right,
Um,
y'all got a hunter on your side.
yes, we do. We have a. I would like to point out that you did the very least get your certification with the guild.
I mean, I
think they
came
mentioned
in.
that.
I came in with a couple of recommendations from old customers and stuff.
What sort of
that's
business
very
do you
interesting.
run?
Thought I mentioned I worked as a guide through Untendonk. Like
No,
I would
yes,
help
she mentioned-
guide merchants and other folk like yourselves through the underground and make sure they didn't get killed by the multitude of monsters down there. Make sure they didn't get lost, get stuck in cave-ins, found their way to the different cities.
No, she
How
didn't
long-
mention that.
How long were you doing that for?
Well, I'm 29 now. I started when I was 16. So I've been doing it for a while. It's actually how I met Arlo, so.
Oh, that's sweet. Did you save him? Is that what happened?
Luckily, no. I just, he and his cousin and one of his friends needed a guide, and they hired me, and the rest, as they say, is a story for another time.
Okay. Another time, maybe.
Back to playing it close to her chest with the new hire. Again.
No,
Again.
we're trying
Yes,
to defeat
well-
holding things close to our chest, because what's the point, honestly?
Well, it's
When
not
did
like
I
you
ever make that agreement with you guys?
Yes.
Oh,
I'll
I'm
turn to
talking
Zed-
about
Anyway,
us.
I'll turn to
Oh, okay.
Xedre. I'll turn to
No.
Xedre. Well, you didn't really play your cards close to your chest. You kind of played with them outwards, to be honest.
I covered my mouth.
You did your best, and we can only appreciate them.
Kiesel.
Yes.
Kiesel.
No.
Lloyd, I'm sorry. It seems we have a bit of baggage, as you can see.
No, I can see it clear as day. All your dirty laundry.
And and you're 5 platinum richer for that.
Hey.
And I.
Is that the monastery right there?
Monastery.
Not
I
the
thought we were
monastery.
fighting
I think
You're
we're
past
super
the
close.
monastery.
Yeah, not the monastery.
Yeah, we're way past the monastery.
So we better be way past the fucking monastery.
But Jofriedr says, "Is that the
so-
monastery up ahead?" As you see a large stone structure up ahead of you.
Or an old
as you're-
monastery, something.
What does this stone structure look like? If Jofriedr's pointing it out to everybody.
Best guess based off of the instructions you were given, and Xedre based off of your limited knowledge of what's outside
Oh, this is the fort.
beyond Macefus. This would be Fort Highbeard.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then this is the fort, and then we just have to go ahead and go to the dark coin path.
But you would be on the Dark Coin path now.
Which we're
Yes.
on right now.
Yes.
I love when y'all
Let's go.
figure out stuff on your own.
You'll
Once we get
listen.
past the fort, we will be
So
in
we've
the
made it this
cycle.
He's
far.
giving you just the biggest shit-eating grin right now.
I feel like we're mansplaining to Lonin. You did admit that you were kind of the guide, so.
Yes. Oh, Lorna, I do have a question. That Drake is fascinating. I have something to kind of hold out his hand in kind of a very different, like a kind of theatrical puff of smoke, as it always is. He's kind of hold out his hand and a cat appears. Like, I have something sort of similar. I have my cat.
Aw, I like cats. Folk kind of acts like a cat sometimes, but she's gotten quite large. Just gonna give Folk her Drake a little scritch under the chin.
Yes, I
Rose?
noticed.
Oh yeah, when I first summoned her for the first time, she was gonna kind of actually a little bit bigger than your cat, actually, about the same size. Still had the wings though. They just weren't strong enough yet.
Linus,
That.
does your cat ever grown?
No, that's. I don't think he can.
I think has something to do with the magic she and I share. Like, yeah, I get stronger, she gets stronger.
I mean, Salinas, your cat was never a kitten, was it? It was always
No.
a cat?
Always a. Yes, always just Galfrank.
So, now that we're a little bit more pleasant with each other, what do you know about these Cyclopses, and what precautions should we be taking?
DM, what do I know about the Cyclops and what precautions should we be taking?
Give me a nature check with advantage.
Awesome. Advantage. Nature. Double tens.
Whoa, double tens.
The balloons.
They got one eye. Typically not very good at long range. Just pretty poor depth perception as to being able to spot where you're at and how far away you are. Aside from that, pretty primitive. Low intelligence. Not a whole lot of society to them, although they do tend to stay in family groups.
Well, all right. They're not very smart, so it's better if we have a strategy and they ain't gonna have any plan for it. Ranged is better, which is why I was judging. Do any of y'all have bows, arrows, crossbows?
Javelins?
That'll work. I mean, you can always take out the eye. That's always a surefire way to take them down.
I have a
We
small cannon that I can fashion.
All right.
Xedre and I have magic.
I have
Wonderful.
magic as well.
All right. Yeah, they're better at They're better. They don't do ranged themselves. They're more like gonna grab a large rock and smash you over the head with it, kind of types.
Well, I mean,
clubs.
you said they're not very bright. Are they so unintelligent that they can't be reasoned with, or are they kind of unintelligent to where they can fall for like a scam? 'Cause I have
Well, like,
I mean,
any sentient creature can technically be reasoned with in the right situation. In this case, if you're trying to get something from them, you can definitely try and offer up some type of trade. But you said you're hunting them for
Their
what are you hunting
eye.
them for? Their eye.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't
you're
think they're going to
gonna-
offer that up.
no.
But
It might be a
they-
bit attached to
Well,
it.
okay.
trap might not be a bad idea if that's what you're going for.
Well, look, it's just that you said they're in family. Look,
Kind of a family unit.
I just feel bad if I was minding my own fucking business, picking my nose, scratching my ass, eating whatever's on my finger, and then all of a sudden, well, bam! And then my eye falls out, I can't see, and then I'm possibly killed with my children. If these things can be reasoned with, surely they at least advance enough to have like a burial ground. Maybe we can just dig up a fucking eye, unless it needs to be fresh. Unless they attack first, then I'm fucking cutting them down. But
So, the eyes of
You are aware
any
that these are
being.
they are man-eaters, yes?
Yes.
yes,
They
and are
hunt
they really
people down
so,
on the trails.
are they really so different from us, Salinas? What really makes a
Well-
man-eater a man-eater? Please.
So
I
in a
don't
weird-
eat men. I don't
in a
eat people.
weird
That's the difference.
In a weird way, Kiesel, is it? I do agree
Allegedly.
with you, but in a way, but our eyes deteriorate real fast when you die. You'd have to find a pretty fresh corpse. Also, I'm pretty sure they might cannibalize themselves. I don't know after they die.
If only we
It's-
had gotten more dirt so that we could go ahead and try to dry them out and mummify them.
I'm just saying,
Huh?
if we provoke them into
Look, I'm gonna say this. Our best bet, if you need to hunt them for their eyes, is to pick them off when they're kind of separate from each other, because they'll pretty quickly alert others, and then suddenly you have 5 cyclops on your ass, and only one bow.
Kiesel,
Well,
why are you
in my
showing
case.
this hesitance?
Yeah.
I've just had a lot to think about. Maybe I have had too much to drink. My buzz has guided me mostly through these conversations. Was it last night? Maybe I woke up buzzed.
Yes.
Granted,
You guys are standing at the gate of the fort at this point, which is sitting wide open.
How big are
Can we
they?
go around it, or do we have to go? We have to actually go in to get past.
You have to go through it. There's
Okay.
a wall extending out to the left and right.
I'll send my
Alright,
Firebird
alright.
off to just kind of like weave through and make sure, kind of keeping scouting out if possible.
Okay.
Look, there are plenty of creatures that I would warn you against killing, as that can cause a lot more issues than it would ever solve. Cyclops really ain't one of them. I don't know much about their society, their culture. I know that they have family units, but otherwise they leave well enough of each other alone. They like to eat other creatures, including people like all of us.
Wow.
So, as much as I understand where you're coming from, Mr. Kiesel, about, you know, the moral quandaries of just going out there and killing a slightly sentient being, this might be one of the ones where, if this reasoning you're hunting their eyes down, this oracle, is as important as you seem to be alluding to, we just go ahead and kill them. They're not going to survive long without an eye. They don't exactly have, like, you know, services or situations set up if one of them were to go blind, and kind of, you know, supporting each other.
I'll turn to Jofriedr. Optometry.
So, in all honesty, your best bet is make it quick on them. If you want their eye this bad.
Look, if they run at us first, I'm cutting every one of them down. I just want to make sure there's no more quandary. Ironic, I know, coming from me, but you know, maybe
I
me
don't
Xedre,
know.
but body
I don't
swaps.
know who you are, so I
Yeah,
don't.
no, she only knows me right now as the one who wanted to kill her. That was a great first impression, and you look extremely heroic in talking about the moral ethics of killing
You know,
a bunch of Cyclopses.
I was the one to vouch for her alongside Selena, so let's not start drawing faction lines here.
I'm not drawing faction lines. I'm just saying that she doesn't have a base. I'm sorry. I keep on addressing you as she. Is that the pronouns you prefer?
Yeah, she, her.
Okay. Xedre will turn back to it. I just think that we're making horrible impressions and just very skewed
You
ones
are.
at that.
Look, if we get out of here alive, which we're at the front gates discussing philosophy, I'm sure we can
There's two
consider
guards
this.
just staring at you guys like,
we
what?
we can consider this a big reset.
Yes, indeed.
Look, let's get
hopefully-
through this. Whatever reason you need these Cyclops as for, and we'll figure it out from there. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, standing at the front gates, being looked at by two guards that are just completely bewildered as to the weird exchange they've just listened to. Noting, Xedre, you would know that this is the fort as previously discussed, but it's the fort that guards East Shore from the wastes of Central Ocaria. This is like the dividing line. We're leaving East Shore and heading into the Ocarian wastes. And those of you that have had the opportunity to kind of sit back and listen to the conversation and observe your surroundings while you listen to the debate going on would note that the banners flying at this fort are not Ashmane banners. They are not Ashwatch banners. They are a deep green banner with a bronze colored shield on its face that has a jagged edge on the right, and on the left is smooth, like you would typically expect to see out of a shield that goes like this. Xedre, you'd be the only one that would outright recognize the banner as being Keepers of East Shore, and that the jagged edge is actually the Ocarian coast, roughly put into the shield.
These are the ones who brought the other individual who we saw unconscious into the monastery. Brit? I think was their name? Okay, cool.
Then the shield has a gray tower back behind it, and then there's a black capital E on the center of the shield. The large wooden gate, to the fort, standing open, with the 2 guards standing at it, watching your party arrive. And beyond it, you can see a small courtyard with about a dozen soldiers milling about in different capacities. Atop the wall at the far side is a long catwalk between 2 towers with a guard in each tower. Roughly estimate the fort is about 100-foot square, and the guards inside the fort and that are not up on the wall appear mostly bored, but they kind of just give you all like an anxious energy as to, oh my gosh, there's activity going on. Somebody's actually walking through the fort. But then quickly go back to their business as to you don't look that exciting.
You don't like that
Would
exciting.
I recognize any of the guards or anyone who tends to work around here?
Depends. Would you have spent time in here rather than just passing through?
Um, probably would have spent a little bit of time. Nothing extensive. Just, if she had to stay the night.
Okay. You would recognize who you understand to be the person in command of the fort. A female human officer dressed in bronze armor, bronze breastplate with a green cloak, and for those of you that have good memories of the Dreamer's End, give me a history check. And for those that don't, give me a disadvantage history check.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
I
No.
didn't
Oh, wait,
Roll
actually
my-
get
Can I get a-
actually do a history check.
Uh-oh, can I get a
Oh,
repeat on that one
both
more time,
very
boss?
bad.
Okay. History check.
If you have a good memory,
If you have a good
this is
memory,
great.
give me a history check. A good memory of the Dreamer's End. If you don't, give me a disadvantage history check.
Oh, son of a
Alfred,
bitch.
you're all about the nat ones today.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Sir Wingard?
None of you recognize it.
Womp womp.
Oh, is it the Does it look like the fort from the Shield Key?
No.
Well, we weren't tall enough to ride, so.
So, Loden, you recognize this woman as. You know what? You give me a history check too.
Where is history?
You
I've
can't
never
place
met
the
this
damn
woman.
name. Captain. She seemed pleasant enough the last time you were here, but it cannot remember her name.
I know her name.
Those of you did get above a 10. Jofriedr and Salinas. The armor seems familiar, but you cannot place it. As you make your way into the fort and are approaching the far side and the gate heading out into the Okarian wastes, the captain steps over to your group. Greetings, travelers. I suppose you wish to pass through the gates into the wastelands.
Yeah, that
That's
seems
correct.
to be our plan.
We are on a very
Yes.
noble quest that requires to enter.
I'm sure. Should warn you, not a safe place to traverse, especially at night, so probably make haste wherever you're headed. Get to someplace safe before night falls. I mean, you got a good portion of the day, so shouldn't be a problem, but just... You've been warned.
I'm a frequent traveler of
course.
the wastes. I'm here to help them.
You were through here about a week back. Could that be about right?
Yeah, approximately. Huh?
You were the guide. You were.
Yes, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I misheard you,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry,
Um,
I know I've met you before. What's your name?
Oh, Captain Tatasu.
Captain Tatasu. What other creatures might we encounter along the way on such a noble quest outside of the Cyclops seas?
Are you heading out to the Cyclops? Okay, I'm going to reiterate the warning. Not a safe place to be out in. Um, we are not responsible for any death or dismemberment that may happen to individuals passing through this gate. You
And
have been warned.
nor do we expect your abilities in such comfort. We understand what we're walking into, but other than that, again, what should we expect before nightfall?
I mean, depends on what paths you take, where you happen to head. It's not a ton of creatures out in the wastes. The wastes aren't very habitable. Not a lot to live off of. But you could potentially deal with sand sharks, or obviously the aforementioned cyclops, uh, desert dogs. Uh, yeah, that should be about. If you're just hunting cyclops, you shouldn't get too far into have to deal with the land sharks or anything like that. But the giant vultures, if any of your party members fall, be sure to take them with you. They will not be there when you get back.
Hmm.
Question.
Well, thank you for your. Oh,
You are very knowledgeable about all of the beasts kind of out here and things like that. Um, do you happen to find that the keepers of Eastshore are equally knowledgeable about the plants and flora? Do you have like an herbal or something, like a codex of all of the stuff we might be able to find out here?
Uh, no, we mostly keep to the fort, limited patrols going up and down the wall. We don't really venture out. That is not part of our mandate. So we know the creatures because we occasionally have to fight them off here at the fort, or go rescue travelers that get close enough to the fort that we can see them. But I mean, is there something in particular? There's not a whole lot that grows out there.
The Pagana
I,
plants.
I hope you enjoyed the trees. There may be like 5 once you pass through.
Did another one grow?
yes.
Wow.
I was being generous.
That's fair.
I can make more. And she's just gonna look like, what?
Anyways, thank you for your time. We hear your warning. We will be back hopefully today. Passing back through again. Um, shall we? Turns back and looks at the rest of the group.
We shall.
Yeah, daylight's burning.
All right, good luck to you. Hey, travelers coming through. Open the gate. Man the wall. As all these guards that have kind of just been lounging about, doing nothing, all kind of quickly snap to attention and head off to handle their stations and watch as 2 individuals start cranking on this big gear over to the side, and the drawbridge starts slowly dropping in front of you, revealing the Okarian wastes straight out in front of you. And basically, from this angle, looks like an endless desert leading off to nothing. So vacant that you can catch just the minimal glimpse of the tops of the Dragon Spine Mountains, hundreds of miles away. And stepping out onto the bridge, I see that there is a little creek that runs right in front of the fort, heading out, extending as far as you can see to the left and right. And set down into the creek bed, right in front of the walls, are numerous spikes that have been set into the creek bed to guard against attack. And clearly, they don't like anything coming in from one side, and the other side, there is no concern.
As Lonan walks through the gate, she's going to kiss her knuckle and then rap on the the side of the gate as for like luck.
And he was not kidding about the trees. You see 2 trees in the immediate vicinity. A little bit of short brown grass, and no other plant life in any direction other than back behind you. Rock and sand.
Lonan, just so you know, we'll be keeping our eyes out for pagana fruit while we're out here as well.
Would I know anything about the pagana fruit?
Give me a nature check.
All right. Oh, that rolled across the screen, but it was good.
Yeah,
That was a test roll.
Yeah, it was a test roll.
We're liking to get 12s on our
Yeah.
knowledge
I know.
checks here. Not really familiar with it. Honestly, the idea of there being anything growing out here is a bit astounding.
Are you sure it grows out here? Like not on like the edge or underground or?
That's what we were told.
No, I mean, this is what we were told.
Prickly green plant that grows close to the ground?
Nope.
We'll keep our eye
To be
out.
fair, I'm more of like dealing with like, monsters, people. So.
Sure.
Do we need to take
Like
any...
I said, we'll keep.
You go, Salinas.
No, I just say we'll keep our eye out.
Do we need to take any, like, preventative measures for, like, moisture? And he'll look at Lonan.
I mean, I keep water on me. I don't normally spend enough time out here for it to mess with me. I've just, walked through this area a lot, and I know a lot of people who have. So, just stay hydrated and get done what you want to get done quickly.
As the last
Yes,
of you
let's get it
steps
done
off the drawbridge,
quickly.
it immediately starts closing behind you, leaving you guys standing on the other side of this creek, staring out into nothingness.
Well, now that we've
Alright.
solved the moral quandary and we're really out here farming now, is there anything else worth a damn out here? Toenails, fingers, arms, toes, heads, hair, anything else that we can come back and make a little bit more money with? Cyclops leather,
No,
it's-
that
no.
honestly, people would probably make you pay them just to look at it. With where we're going, not really. If we were fight the land sharks, that'd be another story. But with just
Give me
the
an Arcana
Cyclops,
check.
okay.
We're hitting the whole round of all the intelligence checks here.
Yeah.
Hey, we moved up to a 13.
13.
Fingernails and toenails, strangely enough, there is a little bit of a market.
I'm not an idiot.
If you find the right buyer, there you can get something for the fingernails and toenails of a Cyclops. Eyes are the most important. Probably other potions that are used for them, but
Well, we need them.
But like I said, it's best not to dilly-dally. So how many? You just need one eye, right?
No, we need 3.
3.
Every time I ask a question, y'all just make this worse and worse.
This is why I'm saying that we should
wanna
just
keep
present
asking
all of the
questions, son?
information.
I thought
That
we
I
had.
agree with. Well, let's
Anyway.
let's start hunting.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
As you make your way down the path, staring straight into the sun beating down on you as you've getting about to midday, and passing past the couple trees that quickly are gone in distant memory, and the fertile lands of Eshore are just a dream at this point as you pass out of the short brown grass and into just sand and rock, and cover a couple miles before you come across a broken wagon lying along the side of the road. Appears to be crushed and pretty well destroyed, with, you presume, fairly recently being destroyed, as you find pools of fairly fresh blood still wet on the ground,
Smells like
coated in a layer of sand, but still wet, not completely soaking in at this point, and a blood trail leading off to the north. Debris scattered all around the roadside, and definite signs of there has been, it's some sort of an incident of violence here. We'll wrap things up for tonight.
Ah,
Wrap it up.
they're not subtle, are they?
Not in the slightest.
With that, I'll finally do this. Just go ahead and get it out the way. I summoned my
holding it back.
spirit, and I was
You
like,
did.
I can't do this right now.
Well, we love that
Yeah.
sound. It's
Truly.
not like putting poison damage in the counter in which we have to listen to the vomiting.
Yeah.
All right. That is where we will wrap up tonight's session for the on-demand people. If you're out there watching on demand, thanks for watching. Really appreciate the support. Really appreciate the interest, and definitely pop in to catch us live. Come join the Discord channel. Watch all the other episodes on YouTube. We're always happy to interact with people here in the chat, on our Discord channel, or anywhere else if you can somehow track us down. Not that I'm inviting that. But yeah, that'll wrap up things for On Demand. So thanks for tuning in.
Goodbye, people.